We're live.
We are live.
Yeah, we are.
We're live.
Did you notice that Tony's using OBS Studio now? Instead of Kathy holding the phone, he's looking at the screen and he's reading off the screen. That's how he could.
And Kathy was sitting with him tonight.
Was she?
She was sitting. They were sitting there together.
Oh, that's awesome!
And
they're learning.
Love it. And what happened was, hello, Buddy Carafano.
Welcome, Buddy.
And she was she's on crutches because something happened to her.
Oh, no.
So she was starting to hurt. So she got up about 15 minutes ago and left Tony there. And Tony was just going on and on. But he had said earlier that we're going on after him, and he also said that.
Thank you, Tony.
Said that. What's his name? Jamie. But Jamie's off tonight. He's not going live, so that's why I timed this right for when.
Oh shoot! There's no dead Dodge Garage.
There's
tonight.
no dead Dodge.
Hey, Barrows. Yeah, everyone's rolling in now.
Barrows was in Tony's, so he's over here. Yeah, I watched Tony's. We watched it right up till probably the last couple of seconds, and then we went live here.
Lester Lasabre is here. Welcome to the stream.
It's Lasabre now.
Lasabre. Wait, what was the name of the skinny that got butchered?
He's got a Mexican car. Oh, Jacob Bowman here from UTG.
We were watching.
To check y'all out.
Welcome to the stream, everyone.
Yeah, this is Kim usually does the introductions, but for some reason I am.
We'll get there.
I'm Buffed Out Campo. This is Kim from Kim Fixes Things, and we do live shows on Tuesday night from a studio where we show pictures of everybody's cars, and
we have a green screen so we can show y'all things nice.
We have this big picture show, but on other nights we go live here in the shop where we're working on something. And
we're the cleanup crew. We do the late show or the late show sometimes.
We've got the car pulled out because I've been driving it, and Kim's been working on her mini bike, but. Man,
it's too muddy to bring a car down here right now.
It rained and stormed so much that there's water in the shop to clean up. And so we're here. We're the cleanup crew, I guess. Kind of late at night, but what the heck? We're here. So.
Well, yeah, we don't get started early. We're not early guys.
Lester's laughing. Lester Lasabre. Yeah, because he got got a car from Mexican Spec. A Mexican built.
Oh, that's right.
A Mexican built.
Well, now he is Lasabre.
Ford Fairmont. Yeah, that's perfect. I wish Mexican Spec had heard that. I think Mexican Spec might have bailed out of Tony's. I'm not sure. I didn't see him there.
Well, he might have had stuff to do.
I didn't see him there the last.
Oh, but I wanted to talk about the
Andrew Button's here. Good evening. Welcome to the chat.
The mispronunciations, because we've been watching the Windy guy.
Oh, so, yeah, this guy.
Thunder and Windy.
This guy that follows all the tornadoes. And he's...
Come on, what was his name?
His name is...
Stormy Daniels.
No, just be quiet. I'll never remember you start saying things like that. It was...
it's weather-related. Max Velocity.
Max Velocity. But Max Velocity...
Hello, Wendy and Andrew.
Mispronounces so many times. His drive is so good. He'll go 10, 12 hours calling out tornadoes.
We had a lot of severe weather. I don't know. There was.
But what happened is there's like Antioch, and he was called it Anatoche.
Anatoche.
But he means well, and who cares if he when he's
you can't know all the names of everywhere.
Block by block where tornadoes are hitting. I mean, he's doing his job. He's great.
Yeah, anyway, he's a young guy, and he's still putting it all together. But he had a good stream. He was informing a lot of people about the severe weather. So
Andrew Button, Raw Dog's here. Good evening. Wayne, howdy. What state are you folks in? We are in Tennessee. We're about, UTG is south of Nashville. I don't know, 45 minutes. We're probably north of Nashville, about the same distance. So yeah, we're in Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, we are nowhere. No, that's not right. If it wasn't for Fort Campbell, the military base, I don't think Clarksville would be anything more than a dot on the map.
Clarksville grew for two reasons. Austin Peay State University, which is I knew people when I was working for the defense contractor. Several people that were from all over the country had gone to Austin Peay. So that's one of the reasons, and the other reason, of course, is Fort Campbell. Fort Campbell's huge. There's Olive. She's here.
Olive, okay. Olive brings up an important point. I like to award people points when they do something right.
Oh,
when they contribute something to the stream, especially something that we really need. Maybe we're asking for something like, I can't remember the name, Max Velocity. And we're going to skip ads early in the stream.
We're going to skip the first ad.
Because there's a bunch of people coming in, we want to do greetings. But
I'll let the other ones go.
If you get an ad, if you get a beginning roll ad or a mid-roll ad, somewhere every hour or so you get an ad, tell us about it. Because what the heck? I mean, they're giving us pennies, so we might as well call out their company. So Olive says that she got a Granger ad, Zoogle, which I don't know what that is either, and Z1 Motorsports. Wow, she got a lot of ads, but
wow,
I award Olive 2 points for calling out her advertiser.
She was in UTG, so she was in his live, so she is already going. So her ads may not be synced with all of everybody else's ads if they just popped in here, because they may be just continuing on for however long she's been on. So hard to say.
Max Bacon.
But how many? But Olive gets what, 2 points?
Yeah.
So here's the deal with the points. Kim, explain the points.
Right. So when you do something good, whatever that may be, whatever I decide, I award the points, and you keep track of the points. I don't have a spreadsheet. I don't have a database. I can't keep track of all these points. It's an on-your-honor system. We're all on our honor here. So I award you some points, keep a tally somewhere, and those points will come back to haunt you later. They'll be useful.
They might be useful
later.
for some. We've said there's a Subaru out here that it's a complete car that has some kind of a cam issue, and we have a lot of extra parts. And
one of these days I'm going to fix that Subaru, and then I won't want to give it away.
50 points. You got to come get it, but you can get the
Look,
Subaru.
There's rust forming in the bore of my slant of my 318. Oh, why is there rust in there?
Because there's so much humidity in here. You got to spray some oil in there.
Yeah, we do. Oh man. I'm gonna have to take the pistons out and re-ring the darn thing.
You got another ad for tuning house.
No. Z1 Motorsports is a tuning house.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, okay. Yeah. So that's how the points work. Keep track of your points. We usually give points when people start. And we started a little bit late, so it's a little confusing. But I'm going to give Buddy 3 points, Mike 2 points, Bear Rose 2 points, Lester LeSabre 2 points. Heck, everyone gets an additional 2 points.
We got new people in here.
Who is in the sound of my voice. If you can hear my voice, even if you have not commented, I'm giving you 2 points. Because
new people already got points.
Yeah, you got your first 2 points if you're new. But yeah, everybody gets, except somebody got 3, but everybody else gets 2.
Steve Edwards, good evening.
Because I can't really keep track of that. And we've got some new people in here, and we just got a big flood of people. I think some people rolled over from Tony. And
some people did roll over from Tony.
So thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you. Tonight we are in the shop, so we may not be quite as attentive to chat. We don't show pictures or check our email. We're in the shop. We're trying to get something done. And we probably won't get much done, but we'll get something done. So since it's muddy, it's like a slip and slide outside the garage door. We did not get the gravel that we need.
Those are not ignition points.
Which ones? The ignition, the cardboard box? These ones?
No, I think he means the points you're giving away. You're not giving away ignition points.
Oh,
you're giving away just points.
They might be ignition points. What if we give away ignitions?
What if we give away ignitions?
Yeah. I could
Buddy
do
Carfano
raffles.
says he wants his toaster.
I want my toaster?
He was talking about getting a toaster for his points.
So, Dougster's Wolverine Garage, who will probably stop in. He's frequently here. He seems to keep track of the prizes for us. And he announced that early on in the point system that we would be giving out a chrome 6-slice toaster to somebody for 150 points or something like that. We're very nearly approaching where there are some people who have that many points. I don't have a chrome 6-slice toaster. I don't even know where we get such a thing. I guess Amazon, but anyways.
John O'Brien, good evening.
Olive says apparently there's a Nissan tuning house in Metro Atlanta. I was talking about once having a Z on other streams, so I think that's why I got fed that. Wow, they uh, YouTube it gleams onto your every word and applies it to your unique profile to make sure that it can sell you stuff. I mean, that is what it is designed to do. It's link advertising to viewers who might buy, and to tell the advertisers that they have all the information. So
Red Hornet.
clearly they do.
Red Hornet, good evening. Welcome to the stream. I only eat 2 slices, so I guess I'm out. Well, we probably have at least 2 slices toaster around.
Right.
I always wanted to cook pork
6
chops.
slices.
I wanted to put pork chops in the toaster, but never tried it because you'd probably make a big grease puddle or something.
Yeah.
I knew a guy that was working at the test site with me, and his son, who was just a kid at the time, he's grown up now, but he wanted to design a toaster that the toast shot out the side onto the plate. So when the toast was done, it just went plopped on the plate. So I thought that was
because that's necessary.
He was like 9 or 10 years old when he thought of that.
I mean, that's fun, but I don't know if it's necessary.
Well, I like it when kids think of new stuff.
That is good
because
too.
they have an imagination.
Because sometimes people are like, they'll make fun of them.
Well, you know what he's doing now?
But didn't
he's like early 20s.
Yeah.
He's a technician, an aircraft technician now.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
yeah.
So he's.
Yeah, that's when people have a mind like that, a creative mind like that. You definitely don't want to discourage them.
Does that look like the right thing?
Yeah, it comes from like a universal thing.
How are you guys doing tonight? Says Red Hornet. And go Bills. Go Bills.
I think Bills is a sports ball team.
But it's sports stuff, but I don't know much about sports. Unless it's like
I think
drag
Bills
racing.
Wait a minute. Isn't Bills like football? It's not Bills season.
I don't know.
Look, if there's anything we don't need around here, it's more Bills.
We don't need no Bills. Go Bills.
Who's rooting for the Bills?
Pay the Bills.
What?
Pay the Bills.
What? I'm rooting for me, not the Bills.
Sean says, I went to swap meet today with my son and picked up quite a few Hot Wheels. And the main thing I got for myself are 2 Lynx Dual Weber DCOE.
To 4-barrel flange adapters. Dual Weber to flange adapter. Wow, that's pretty cool. Our swap meet got delayed. Did I tell you? I think the 26th or the 27th.
Oh, I know. It was,
whatever the date.
They rained it out. So today was the rain day, but it rained out too. So yeah. I don't know what I didn't know what happened.
Downtown Clarksville is just barely holding its head above water. The boat ramps and all that stuff are all the way underwater. The water is lapping at the edge of the highway that runs along the river.
Yeah, we don't need any more rain, and we're supposed to have like 2 dry days, and then here comes the rain again.
The water is really high.
Look at Mike N. Go Saints. Look at it's like,
Saints, Packers.
Is that the?
That's all football.
Wait a minute. Is that the French spelling for go? Go Saints.
Yeah, I think so.
So French, they only pronounce like the first couple of letters of a word.
Sean O'Brien got them for a steal. That's awesome, Sean. And then it's recycled too. There you go. You get green energy points.
Oh, Steve Edwards. I put an oxygen sensor in the Ford Escort and drove it around for a while, and the light didn't come on, so I think I fixed it.
That's excellent.
You've been chasing that problem for a while, or wait a minute, are you chasing one in a Corvette too? Because Steve has a Corvette.
No, he was talking about the Escort before.
And he's got an Escort, okay.
Yeah, no, I've never heard him talk about working on the Corvette, just the Escort. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know even what I need at the swap meet, though. I'm sure there's something I need at the swap meet.
BA is actually the French spelling for go. Va. Red Hornet. It's always football season. Go Bills.
All right, that's fair. Nice.
Yeah, the Bills, I don't like.
I would rather get football rivalries in the chat than like political rivalries, because at least Bills. We can all. It's all in fun.
This time of year, the Bills are starting to go down because it gets so cold in the winter.
We are actually going to talk about the Bills.
We have to heat bills, and when the spring and summer comes around, the air conditioning bills are nowhere near what the heat bills are. So it's like, whew, we made it through winter again. You know?
I mean, our electric bill is. Thanks a lot, Kim, for nearly jinxing me. Oh no! What did I do, Sean?
What happened with Sean? I don't know what we did.
I don't know. Or was that Jinx? Okay. Back to I don't know. He'll tell us. Vamoose, French for moose. Go moose.
Vamoose.
Okay.
My mother always used to say that. Vamoose. Like, get out of here. Vamoose. Go outside and play.
Go Brewers. Oh, who are the Moose? There's no Moose football team, is there? We're talking about sports. But I love my Major League Baseball way more. Baseball is not really a sport; it's a pastime. Isn't that the case? Am I wrong?
Dodgers. See, my mother was a big Dodgers fan, but she was a Dodgers fan in New York before they moved to LA, and then she moved to California, and sometime around that, a little after that, the Dodgers moved to California, so she remained a Dodgers fan.
Dodgers fan. You know, sometimes though in baseball there are feats of athleticism. People like running.
Oh God, baseball's great.
Throwing a ball. Throwing a ball is kind of athletic. Have you ever tried to throw a ball the whole way from in a Major League Baseball field, throw a ball all the way from the fence to
home plate.
Home plate. And not just like lob it so it gets there. I mean, like to try and it's a long way to throw a ball with any kind of precision. It's
and
athletic.
Mean Street Mopars here. Good evening.
Welcome to the stream. Guys, there's no I was told that there's no
I cannot throw more car parts than balls.
Well,
yeah, I've thrown a couple of car parts.
That's
broken car parts. Probably came out of the box new, but they were broken. It's just like, why do I remember saying this so many times when I had shops, like retail automotive shops.
Yeah.
So why do I have to fix every new part before I can install it?
That is still the case, if not more.
It's worse now than it was then.
Worse now than it ever was.
What happened? What happened to my pad up here?
I took it off so it wouldn't get all messed up because I'm working on stuff.
Red Hornet, the average Major League Baseball salary is now $5 million a year. Screw that. I'll take minor ball anytime.
I mean, I guess. I don't know where
I've thrown more wrenches than balls.
I don't know where the money comes from or where it goes. How do they even justify that
I don't know.
kind of money?
Last time I went to a Major League Baseball game was in, I was living in Ohio, and it was when, it was probably 20 years ago, maybe a little more. And it was expensive then. I remember it's $63 for a ticket, and I was like, gulp.
I don't understand.
That was in the early 2000s.
How they can pay all those people $5 million to play baseball. That doesn't make any sense.
Depends, Olive. Can you hit a slider? I can eat a slider. Can't eat sliders anymore.
I can eat a slider. That was funny. Okay.
Sean, the springs are so strong, I needed to pull the head away. Anyway, I see. That's where you jinxed him. Because he was talking about stuffing something down in there or putting something in there before he put those valve springs on. But he had to pull the head to do it.
Oh, shoot.
So he was talking about
I didn't try and jinx you. I'm sorry.
So that's what he's saying.
I'm sorry it didn't work out.
This one-eyed cat, Wendy, I'm here that's probably listening. I'm peeling potatoes to make veggie soup. Man, does that sound good? I'm not supposed to eat potatoes, but I eat a little. I'm diabetic, so I got to watch the carbs. So potatoes are like, I can eat a tease of potatoes.
I'm installing a new ignition coil on a Predator clone engine for my racing mini bike.
Dean Stevenson, on the phone again. Just can't wait to get on the phone. Rode again. Yeah. There was a guy I worked for, and he was always walking around with the old corded phones. He was always walking around like this, And then later he had cell phone, and he was always walking around like this. I used to say he had phone lock. So anytime that song came on the radio, on the road again, everybody in the shop would sing on the phone again because this guy was just had a phone locked to his face.
I put that on. Well, you know what? I don't necessarily want it on everything, but once I open it up, it gets on everything.
Sean says the lock sprung apart is the jinx. Red Hornet anti-seize.
Ooh.
I put that shit on everything. Well, I don't put it on everything, but yeah, I use it a lot.
I don't have magical powers. It's just the way it goes, right? Like, I didn't do anything special. And you even knew that it could happen, and it's still, yeah, but the lock came apart. Which way did he try to do it?
The lock sprung apart is the jinx.
So when which method did you use?
So everybody knows Sean O'Brien has a Datsun 260Z with this incredible looking engine that it's just detailed so well. And he pitted next to us at the No Name Nationals, and that's how we met Sean O'Brien. So yeah. So anyway, he has super nice Z car, and I assume that's what he's working on.
Old Drab says the thing with sliders is hit high on the ball so you don't pop it up. Precision I can do. I probably am more likely to hit the broadside of a barn than I am a baseball. I don't think I could do it, but I think baseball bats really the only thing they're for now is for zombies, killing zombies.
Jeez.
I think that's the whole purpose. That's why baseball was invented, so that there would be a good supply of anti-zombie weapons in the world when the apocalypse comes.
See, when I was a kid, like in school, I was always the last one to get picked for a baseball game because I couldn't hit. I just swing and swing. I just strike out every time. And then as I was an adult, I didn't have much confidence in myself, and somehow I got sucked into a baseball game. And man, I was clobbering the ball. You know the difference? I got glasses.
Glasses!
And man, I just rarely hit a fly ball. It's usually just a line drive out in the center or into right field. Don't know why it went into right field because I'm right-handed, but I could really hit after I got glasses. But I wasn't much other than that. I wasn't much of a ball player, but I enjoyed it after that. And then my kids, my youngest one especially, was Little League. I took him for T-ball and coach pitch and Little League, and then I was always helping with that stuff. So I had a good time with baseball.
Raw Dog says that the Mets pay Juan Soto $750 million. Where does that money come from? How can they make that much money? Tickets and advertising. They have all those people, but really, is it really worth it? Do they earn enough money from the advertising for it to be worth it? I don't know. I mean, clearly they know their own economy.
Talk about the upper 1% of wage earners.
I mean, I'm not against athletes, top tier athletes making money. I just don't understand where that money comes from.
They draw the crowd. Okay, Patrick Sullivan has a question here. I want you to help with it.
Good. I want to answer questions.
Hey guys.
That's probably better than talk about baseball.
2104. Caprice LT, probably
2014,
probably 2014.
LT.
Caprice LT, turn signals fail. Replace turn signal switch as common failure. No work still. Oh, yeah, and then he corrects it to 2014. Okay, that makes sense. Then later on, says we probed all fuses, flashers work just fine. Looking at BCM, which is the
body control module.
The body control module. Oh, man.
Make sure it has where's Patrick Sullivan from? What part of the country?
Patrick Sullivan was in Tony's, and I think he came over here from Tony's.
No. What part of the country is he in?
I think he's new here tonight, isn't he? Or has he been here before?
Oh, Patrick Sullivan's here.
He's been here before? Okay, I don't know. Where are you, Patrick?
Just always check your grounds. Make sure you've got good ground to your unit, to your because a bad ground will make a control unit not work. So make sure you have solid grounding, clean all your grounds. Just as you're working, if you see anything that looks cruddy, make sure you clean it. 2014, that's almost
Man,
10 years old,
that's
and
a
you get some salt spray in there, and it starts to build up some corrosion. Grounds are where the corrosion.
I'd be looking for green crud on all the grounds around between the body and the frame and body and the engine, and you start seeing a ground where there's a connection and there's green crud growing on the on the cable or wire, or whatever it is. It's about to break. So
The body control modules are, from what my understanding, right, from what I've read about Subarus and a couple of other vehicles that have body control modules, is that they're pretty resilient. They don't just croak.
I'm going to look at the fire.
Okay.
It's getting.
They don't. I mean, they can. It's not to say they could never. I hate throwing money at things like that. Mystery problems. Why do they need a body? Why do they need a special module to blink? Why do they need a blinker module? It costs $100. A blinker is like a $2 item. That's. Why do they need a special module? Okay. Let's see. We are ignoring stuff. I agree. Women can be top tier athletes. Olive suggested where to check things. That's good. TV money. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a captive audience of people who are watching baseball on a regular basis. I mean, if you can grab the attention of a large group of people, get them to sit down in front of their TV or listen to their radio, and now between every inning you can reliably feed them your branding, and that gets people to choose your brand when they go to the store and they look and they see, Heinz ketchup or generic store brand ketchup, and they say, oh, no, I want a Heinz ketchup because I don't know why. I just know Heinz ketchup, right? Brand recognition is super important, right? And well, in Pittsburgh, there's a Heinz Field, and there's a man named Ketchup he's just named Ketchup, and he plays. No, I don't think there is, but there's Heinz Ward. There's a guy named Heinz who plays football. You know what I mean? Those people get paid to brand recognition, so you'll buy their stuff. You pay a whole extra dollar for almost identical product. What are you breaking over there?
I'm trying to get an electrical cord and all this stuff spilled.
Oh, are you going to turn the heater on because my feet are cold?
Yeah, I'm bringing the cord.
But man,
there's all this stuff.
$750 million. I mean, that's great that the players get a lot of money, but you know how much it costs to run a stadium? It's a huge piece of infrastructure. It costs billions of dollars to build, and then there's got to be huge amounts of money to maintain it. Oh, please don't knock over that big camera. You're knocking over the big, expensive camera. Watch what you're doing. Scooch out of the way. So
I don't know what all this fragile stuff is right near me.
Well, never stop and clean up, ever. Just come up the moment right before we start to stream, and then don't do any cleaning. And
that just came on.
That's how we get where we are.
Switch wasn't even on. Switch
38 Racing. Ray is here. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Ray.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm kind of squirrel all over the place.
I gotta put my gloves back. Okay, that's probably under there, kind of a long ways. That heater, Jim.
Oh, you need the heater.
No, I'm thinking if you want some heat on your feet, you need to scoot it out.
Okay.
And I can't reach it from where I was.
Okay, I brought it out, and you can reach it now.
Oh yeah, there you go. Now you can have some heat.
Use arm signals costs nothing. Sean O'Brien suggests a bulb plug. It's possible. I don't know.
We got ads coming in 16
Do
seconds.
9-year-old cars have problems with the bulb plugs?
What's this?
I think a bad ground caused my voltage regulator issue a few weeks ago. It
Ads.
absolutely will, yeah.
Ads.
Ads. You know, with the older cars, the mechanics they were kind of all the same, right? They designed them, and the electrical systems on old Mopars, they were all kind of the same, right? They had the same components, and they mounted them in different places and stuff like that. You kind of knew what you were looking at, and like the same problems keep popping up over and over again, and then people started to know where to look, right? So the thing about these new cars, there's a million different models, and for some reason they're all as different as they can possibly make them. It's so hard to diagnose when it's that way. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like. And then the newer the car, the less like feedback and experience people have with them. Sean O'Brien, I'm procrastinating fighting the valve springs. Sean, I don't know if I missed, but it feels weird without the car behind y'all. Yeah, it is a little vacant. It won't be this way for too long.
Buddy Car found I got a CG Pony ad.
Oh, okay.
CG, wrong. CJ. CJ. Is that like a Jeep? CJ Pony ad. I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know, but you get 2 points if
Mike
you call
N.
it your ad.
Vigo commercial and Whataburger commercial. Whataburger, man, that sounds good. Although I cooked a bunch of bacon tonight and made bacon, lettuce, and tomato without the sandwich because I can't have the bread. So I just had bacon, lettuce, and tomato and wrapped it up in the lettuce. But there's still some bacon in the refrigerator.
You didn't offer me a sandwich.
You were sleeping.
No, I wasn't. You made bacon. You didn't offer me any. He ate my bacon.
There's bacon in the refrigerator.
He cooked my bacon. Didn't ask me if he could cook my bacon.
There's
cooked
bacon.
my bacon and then didn't give me any. What would you do in this situation?
There's bacon in the refrigerator.
I saw it.
You did see it, okay?
Yeah.
We can buy more bacon.
I know. I'm giving you the hardest of hard times. What's next?
Oh, wait, Mike Murphy, no ad for me. I don't have premium. Oh, you're out of sync somehow because you were watching something else.
You'll get one. Don't worry.
It'll happen.
Mike Murphy, you haven't given them enough suggestions of who to advertise with. I'm the oddball. I don't know why you don't get ads, Mike.
Patrick Solid says, what's next in the shop? Triumph 4. Okay, the next thing in the shop, we've got a couple of small jobs. We've got to bring the Zephyr back in and clean up a couple little problems. What was the? I was in it today thinking about what we got to fix. Oh,
the choke.
The choke. There's no choke and there's no the accelerator pump isn't working right. So on a cold morning, it's really hard to start. I went out there and shot gas in the carburetor this afternoon to start up, but we need to clean that problem up. And then doesn't your Dart have to come in for something?
What did my Dart need next? My Dart needs a windshield.
There was some reason you couldn't drive it. Oh, the windshield's probably the main thing, but that's not going to be here. That's going to be at a shop, at a glass shop.
We fixed the brakes. It was doing funny braking things, and we fixed that.
Okay, so then I think
I'm not bringing my Dart down here. It'll never come out of this garage. It'll just spin and spin and spin, and it'll
so soupy out here. We won't be able to get out of here if we bring a car in. We got to let this dry a bit, which will be probably a week.
It's gonna take 2 weeks for it to firm up.
But we kind of took not an official poll, but maybe I should put a poll up. But I think in here I asked, you want us to do the aluminum car next, which is where we're going to rebody a Triumph Spitfire with an aluminum body, just make up a body, or do you want us to take the Valiant and make a Ute, which is like an El Camino version of Valiant, which is what they have
in Australia
and New Zealand. So I think everybody was saying the Valiant, the Ute. So I think
we're gonna do the Ute.
I think we're gonna bring the Valiant in here next and make it into a pickup truck.
The thing of it is we don't want to do it just because you said so. It has to be something we want to do, which it wouldn't even be here on the property unless it was kind of something we wanted to do.
So here I'll bring it up again. Triumph Spitfire with a make it up as we go aluminum body, or a Valiant making it into a Ute. Because the Valiant's a 4-door that the Utes in Australia use the short doors like a 4-door, so it's perfect. But a 4-door Valiant's not a particularly, popular car. If it were a 2-door, I wouldn't touch it.
No, honestly, if we put it for sale, we wouldn't be able to get $1,500 for it. And we have hundreds of hours of effort into that car. We need to do something fun with it.
Kevin Smith says, how about a Holly replacement car? How about just fixing the accelerator pump? Kim rebuilt that carburetor and it worked fine, and now it doesn't. So my guess is some little pieces.
I think that linkage is not working right.
Something happened to the accelerator.
Oh, you know what? I thought of it while I was sleeping. Not that I was sleeping, but while I was sleeping, I thought of something. You know how normally an accelerator pump, when you hit the accelerator pump, it pushes the lever, and the lever pushes the fuel, right? And then when you release it, the lever comes back up, right? When you push the accelerator pump on that, the spring pulls it down. The accelerator does not push it. The spring pushes it down.
So maybe
and then when you, maybe you're pumping too quickly.
Oh, and it's not going down?
It's not getting a chance to squeeze down.
I didn't even think about that because I got to
pump it, hold it down, let it up. Down, let it up. Down, let it up. See if that makes a difference, because it's just a difference in design that
I'm way behind in the chat. Just a second.
The chat's rocking. I'm
going to catch up very quickly. That's an offense that requires pinky removal. Eating someone's bacon. People saying hi. How about a Holly replacement car? I think we're talking about that. Let's see here. Kevin says, had a 67 TR4 neat car. Space Cat. Hello, everybody. Hello, Space Cat. Good evening. Sean O'Brien says, Ute. There's one for the Ute.
A lot of people like the Ute.
Danny Boyd says, Shop Live. Yep. And Danny Boyd, I saw you over there in Tony's. Okay, Buddy Carafano says, Ute. Space Cat says, the two Utes. 38 Racing, Valiant Ute, and a what is that?
I'd utify it too.
I don't know what that is.
I mean, we have the Valiant, and the Valiant. The only thing the Valiant needs to be able to drive, I think, is one of the torsion bar bushings for the front suspension.
We rebuilt. You know how projects are. We rebuilt, we put an engine and trans, we did all this work. But somehow during that, we rebuilt half the front suspension, didn't do the other side. So we've got all the parts sitting there. And when I drove it, I didn't even have a passenger seat in it. I had one bucket seat in the driver's seat. Kim's sitting in the back seat. And she goes, how's it drive? We went and got gas, which is a few miles down the road. I said, this is the worst handling car I've ever driven. And it absolutely was. Because I remember those cars new and they handled so well. So we've got to rebuild the other half.
You know what? I noticed the other day when I was looking at it that there's no shock in the driver's side shock tower.
Oh, we didn't put it back in.
No, we didn't, because it was garbage and we didn't have the money to replace it that day.
Brand Horn says Buff trying to distract us from his bacon theft. Yeah. Oh, says if I had that Valiant and the metal skills, I'd utify it too. Yeah, I think metal skills are just, you know what it takes. You take a deep breath. You figure out what you got to do. You start drawing lines where you got to cut. Then you take that deep breath and you cut. And then you fix it all the way you want it with a welder.
But I mean, if you're not a pro, it's not going to come out pro quality. So you don't put vice grips on a spark plug. You didn't see that.
Put vice grips on the spark plug?
No, I would never.
Why are there vice grips? Why is the spark plug coming out?
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see it. It didn't happen.
Sean says both sounds cool though.
Right? And if you guys weren't here, I did before the rains, before the great flood began, I I had like about 20 minutes before dark, and I was like, I need to get something done so I don't feel like a complete waste of space around here. So I popped the hood open of that Spitfire and put the carburetor back on because I'd already rebuilt the carburetor because it's been sitting for 15 years, and I'm like, I better check that out. Busted. No, Red Hornet. Forget you didn't see anything. All right. Yeah, so I threw a battery in it, cleaned the points, and the firing order was wrong. Whoever worked on it last had the firing order wrong, and then bam, it started up and ran just like a song. It idle was perfect, sounded great through the rusty old exhaust, still sounded nice and crisp and pristine, smooth. And four cylinders, you know, it was like smooth. I was like, man, this engine, and I had the valve cover off, and it was pristine. It was nice and clean, not like rebuilt like new, but like antique, but had the oil changed and sat dry. No rust at all. And it sat for 14 years in a little shed without being driven. And whoever drove it last, it was old and abandoned then because they had a.
She probably cleaned the points with her vice grips.
I cleaned the points with a razor blade. I really like cleaning points with a razor blade because you could scratch them nice and smooth. I do not like sandpaper because you leave all this grit and like sanding marks and stuff like that. I like the razor blade because you get it back down to the surface and popped up. It's good. The starter doesn't run from the key, but hey, you know, I know how to jump the thing. So we have a running engine. I have a clutch kit because it's a hydraulic clutch and that's 71, which is
it's
weird.
71 Spitfire.
It has a hydraulic clutch back in 71, which I was surprised at that. Anyways, boy, I feel like I'm talking a lot. But I did get so like it was like we have two running engines and we just have to decide how to body them in a way we like. I really do think that the Valiant's a big project.
It is.
But it's a cool project. We're going to need support because it's going to take some time. And people get bored of long projects and then
the thing is when we do lives where we're doing a project, we work a little on the project and we try to keep up with the chat. So, you know, we don't get the project done real fast, but we stay engaged with
we don't get nothing done fast around here.
Rogue Goulet is here. Modulus of B bodies. Kevin Smith says, be lost without vice grips. You know what's even better than vice grips is Knipex, those parallel wrench things. 38 says euthanasia, like euthanasia to the Valiant. Uh-oh. I hope not. See, I don't like when people cut something apart and then they shove it outside and they're going to do it later. Oh. And they never do it. It just ends up cut apart.
Just tell them who you're talking about. Don't be.
Oh, I've done stuff like that.
That's bad Chad. It makes him crazy.
Well, bad Chad will chop a top and do a beautiful job on it, and then not paint the car and shove it outside in the rain. And
it makes him crazy.
I was like, what are you doing? But lately he's been finishing them and painting them.
He's been finishing stuff.
And painting them, yeah. So
I wanna spin this and see if it'll throw a spark out of this thing.
I wanna see if you throw a spark.
See if it'll throw a spark. Let's see if I can find a.
So
this year I might even have a mini bike. I might even have a racing mini bike. I should probably just get all this stuff out of the way.
Bad Chad is a hack. He's brutal.
Push sparks. Did you guys see them?
No, all I saw is everything vibrating.
Okay, let's see.
It's that you have your hand there. You're gonna.
Can't really see it, huh?
Look what you're doing to it. You're
shaking it too much.
Jittering the hell out of the camera.
It's sparking though.
It's sparking. So the coil fixed it.
Well, I mean, there was no coil before.
So. There was no coil, so putting a coil on fixed it.
Fixed it.
Tim's here.
How's it? Is this thing making some heat finally?
I think so.
Oh, we're just barely starting to make some heat now. I'm gonna check it one more time. Sorry guys, I'll be back in a minute. See what you can read. Oh yeah, it's already trying.
So Bad Chad is a hack. He's brutal. You know what? He gets the job done. And
hey, it's like
and you know, some people will TIG weld, do stuff perfect, and hammer weld, and never put Bondo on anything. You know what? Does that really get you ahead in life? I don't know. I mean, it looks nice, but you know, instead of a 10-year project, he does a 3-month project. You know,
right?
And you know what? That Valiant's going to end up with some Bondo on it. I'm not going to cake it on there like, you know, real heavy, but yeah, it's going to.
It's sort of in line with the attention span of the internet, though.
Yeah, and it's in line with the attention span of the internet. Yeah, I've watched these guys that are doing metal work where they do really fine work, but they never finish anything. You know, they don't even finish one car. But I have learned from them. You know, and I can't TIG weld anymore. My left hand's shaky. You need both hands, real precision for TIG, and I just can't do that anymore. 71 years old. If I put a little Bondo on something, it's not the end of the world.
Oh, it's the end of the world!
Somebody said that wife of his. Oh yeah, Jolene. Surprised Jolene doesn't leave him. Why? They're a good team.
Maybe he did something wrong. We don't know about.
Oh, it says in my garage. In my garage down here, I was working on my Volvo and going, okay, this is great, but something's missing. I searched on boys clowning in garage on YouTube and got mighty car mods. 38 Racing says fire. Yeah, we've got a fire over here. We've got it's in a maybe I can point the camera over there. It's in a
wood stove.
It's in a wood stove.
It's featured in some of our videos.
Yeah,
I'm going to use the saw.
She's going to use an electric. No, that's not electric. Whoa, that didn't sound good.
Need to worry about the saw.
Red Hornet says, Bad Chad gives horrible advice. I can't stand it.
Horrible advice.
Danny Boyd says, Bad Chad is old school. I've watched Bad Chad a lot, and I see him get through stuff.
People don't like Bad Chad. Wow. I thought Bad Chad.
Bad Chad's got a heck of a channel going.
I mean, for one guy, he gets a lot. He does a lot. Stays out.
Well, it says, I don't know what horrible advice he gives,
well,
but
maybe he does. Maybe I just don't know any better.
I don't know. I don't always like the way his designs. I don't always like, but
what do they think of DD Speed Shop? Do they like him?
That's exactly right. Oh, and he doesn't work with safety in mind. Yeah, I know.
Well, no, safety's not the.
But then he's old school, you know. Back when I was working, there was no safety. I worked in a place when I was 17 years old, arcing brake shoes to make them the right arc for the drums to fit. And the brake shoes then were made out of asbestos. This big roller sander thing, whoom, whoom, like this next one, whoom, whoom. And the room, you couldn't see across the room with all the asbestos dust. But we didn't know any better. Yeah. But I don't know.
Still too young to care.
Kevin Smith says, I quit watching Chad because he doesn't finish anything. Although I went back and watched his the 60 Pontiac he did because it was a pretty nice looking chopped top. I thought it came out good. And he finished it.
We don't finish nothing either, so be careful with that.
Yeah, Mexican Specs here. Good evening.
It's never finished. None of it's ever finished.
Noise canceling made that sound like the weirdest power tool. You know what there was? It's a circular saw, and she cut up some wood to fit into the wood stove. It's just cool enough in here. It's slightly uncomfortable. 38 Racing. I'm not a fan of Chad's vision. Yeah, Chad's vision is probably, I don't know. There's some stuff I like that thing he originally called the Green Goblin, that crazy looking cab forward looking Chrysler thing. I kind of like that. there's stuff I didn't like. And then that Pontiac he just did, that 60 Pontiac, I think turned out pretty darn good, you know. Uh, let's see here. Kevin Smith says DD Speed Shop is cool. Yeah, I don't think Kim misses anything DD Speed Shop does. I watch probably half
I
of it.
usually watch them on fast forward, but
I usually watch probably half of it maybe.
And then, Junkyard Digs. Junkyard Digs quotes me.
Junkyard Digs. Yeah, I was always watching Junkyard Digs and Junkyard Mook. Although Mook doesn't do many videos.
No, she shows up. She does cameos every once in a while, but it's just Kevin and oh come on, what I just had an Angus working, but Angus is always saying the things I said. They made a T-shirt of one of my sayings, which is
guess something she used to say.
It's I don't know if it's fixed, but it's different. And they started saying it, and then they made a T-shirt.
They made a T-shirt with.
They had a whole video that was
something Kim kept saying. Yeah.
I swear they must watch. I just want to shout out.
Let's see. Mean Street Mopar says, I'm trying to at least get something running this year. Hey, you know what? We have 2 cars running for No Name Nationals this year, and I think both of them they could actually go there right now. But I want to fix a couple things on mine and a couple things on others.
But we've got all summer to sort. We were going to go to a car show this weekend. We could have made it up the street to town.
Yeah, we could have gone to a car show except for the pouring rain 2 days in a row. So they canceled it twice.
So, I mean, but there's still lots of issues. They're really old cars. It's not easy to keep them all perfect.
Did Bad Chat ever finish the oil fuel truck replica thing? I don't know. I didn't watch everything. Danny Boyd just says Mook. Mook, yeah. Woo! Mook, I like Mook. Mook's all right. Mook I really started liking Mook when she got a carburetor for, I think it was Christmas. She got this carburetor. She goes, this is the best gift I ever got. She went over there and installed it on her truck. And I thought, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. What's your channel name, Mexican Spec? I think it's Mexican Spec, isn't it? Mexican Spec. You can put up just. Oh yeah, he already did. He already did. He got the link up before I said it.
He's on top of it.
He's on top of it.
Let them know they can ask for shout outs if they have.
Yeah, if you have a channel, especially you're looking for subs, we'll put it up, and then maybe you get some subs here. Who wasn't looking for subs earlier? Somebody in here was on Tony's show, and I believe it was. I'm looking now. Who was it? Oh, I don't see him.
Well, that's
Mean Street Mopar, maybe somebody looking for trying to build their channel, and Tony was giving them a lot of suggestions. And
I know, and Tony was throwing out some advice.
Tony had some good advice tonight.
He wasn't big on shorts though, and you're doing them shorts every day.
Yeah, I do a lot of shorts. So anyway, who is that? Mean Street Mopar? I don't know.
No, it was somebody else. Well, that's
Red Hornet says, "Shit, I was already subbed to Mexican Spec." Mexican Spec. No, Mook is Mrs. Kevin. Maybe that's why she doesn't do many videos. She used to do videos.
She's going to school to be a veterinarian assistant or something.
She's full-time school, and she has a job, and she's a busy person.
Yeah. I don't think it was what she really wanted to do full-time for her whole life. And that's okay.
Mean Street Mopar. Yeah, Mexican Spec. Can you put up Mean Street Mopar's link to his channel so we can get him some subs, get him rolling a little bit more.
If we can get anybody.
And then here we're down to 7 seconds before we go to ads.
More ads.
So I'll be quiet a little bit.
Don't do it. Don't stop.
Oh.
Nobody gets ads, especially not Mike.
Kim.
What's it?
Red Hornet says, Kim hiding while she works with those vice grips.
That's right. I had to run away so I could vice grip some stuff. I was throwing that spark plug away anyways.
Yeah, she said she's throwing that spark plug away anyway, so I don't know.
It sparked, though. You saw it. It throws lots
It's an old rusty engine that came out of something.
It's
There we
still
go.
running.
I'm going to click on that, see if I'm subbed. Am I subbed? Am I subbed to that? Mean Street Mopar, I am subbed to your channel. Already subbed. So
Okay. This has got some. It keeps burning all the wood out of the middle of the fire. So it's got wood in the middle of the fire.
Kim's over there hiding behind the
I am not hiding.
behind the wood stove, filling it with
I'm
more
not
wood.
hiding. No.
Buddy Carfano, Burger King ad.
Burger King.
Kim.
Oh, Buddy Carfano, you get 2 points. Anybody who calls out an advertiser, if you get an ad, okay, this is a way to make points. If you get an ad, make a mental note of who the advertiser is and mention it in the chat, and you automatically get 2 points. But if I see it, I'll say it out loud. But you get it automatically. You can just award yourself 2 points.
I missed Tommy Hanna.
Metal Fab ad. Crashes Roadrunner Garage. That is not specific enough. Give us the name of the company. I still award you the 2 points, but I want to see the name of the company because they.
Then we know who's supporting.
Yeah, they spent almost 1/10 of 1 penny.
Us.
They deserve. I don't know what they deserve. I don't know where I'm going with this, except it's just a thing that I do and give out points.
So I missed Tommy Hanlon here from Ireland, and it's good morning for you because I'm sure it's morning there by now. I don't even know what time it is here.
Red Hornet says I ain't calling on no ad for Depends. People have got it depends.
It depends. Yeah, it depends.
Hey, if you've never had to wear a diaper, just remember, yet.
Patrick Sullivan.
There comes a day, if we live long enough, there comes a day for all of us
Mike
where we
Murphy
might have to wear a diaper.
says, Mike Murphy, if you have YouTube Premium, we get hosed. No, you don't. If people have YouTube Premium, they are also, we get a little of that money. Not a lot, but we get a little of it. So we do give, you give 2 points to everybody that has Premium every night, don't you?
I might.
Or you give 1 point. I don't know.
If you have YouTube Premium, you don't have to watch the advertisements, but you are supporting the channel.
You are supporting the channel just as much as somebody that gets ads.
Yeah, there's got to be a way for balance. So if you are here and you're watching and you're not getting advertisements because you have YouTube Premium, but obviously you're supporting the channel by being here and watching, I'm awarding you 2 points.
So
now.
Mean Street Mopar, you picking up any?
Thank you for bringing that up.
You picking up
You deserve
any?
it.
So,
Thank
he
you for your
says I
support.
appreciate everyone's subs. So I don't know how many you got.
I hope you got some.
Rose Staten.
And now, Mean Street Mopar, now the onus is on you. You have to earn those subs by putting out some content that people want to see.
Yeah, put out some good content. I know you got.
It doesn't have to be good.
Mopars.
Just put out something.
Yeah,
Start with something.
You
it could just be character building, right? Like people want to get to know you, right?
Sometimes I put effort into a short, and I put it up, and I'll get like 200 views, and I'll go, "What is wrong? What?" And then I'll do another one that's just stupid. One night I couldn't figure out what to do. I grabbed a funnel, and I talked about how to use a funnel, and I got like 23,000 hits on it. It's like, what? So you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
Just do something.
You never know.
But
Rose Staten's here. Good evening. I said that already. Miss One-Eyed Cat. Everyone has wore a diaper in the chat, probably.
Yeah, well, at some point. When they were younger, they probably had one. You know? I mean, it's really not that shameful. Like, if you have a problem, you do that.
Buddy Carafano says,
wearing a diaper is a lot better than shitting your pants.
come on.
I'm just saying.
You come into the world wearing diapers.
And you maybe go out.
Not
everybody, but, it happens. But, I mean, if given the choice, I'd rather wear a diaper than the alternative.
Oh, yeah, and then Mexican Spec's posting a Mexican Spec Magnum. And I'm going to put out a little shout out for Mexican Spec because he'd have to type it all out. For those of you who don't know, a lot of you do know Mexican Spec. He has cars in Mexico that are basically like American-made cars. You know, they're Mopars and there's AMC and there's, although they don't call them AMC, and there's Fords and GM cars, but they're made in Mexico. So their options are a little different. Their trims are a little bit different, and maybe the grills and bumpers and things are a little bit different. Color schemes are a little bit different. Engine choices are different, like a lot less smog equipment. But he helps you get them exported into the U.S. and gets them registered here.
And if you don't like body work,
And
it's good to get a car from Mexico because they
can
don't typically rust like cars in the States.
You can find things down there that are dry cars that haven't been in the salt and the muck up here, you know.
It's a different potential market to find classic cars. And the labor rate in Mexico is very modest compared to what it is here in the States, right? So you can get classic cars in Mexico that have been restored, you know, like upholstery work and paint work and chrome work that is prohibitively expensive here. You might still be able to find something like that. So if you have a dream car, Mexican Spec might be able to help you find it in its Mexican version. And as long as it's 20 or is it 25 years old?
I think it's 25.
It's allowed to import it here. And he can help you with that. He just helped. Was it Lester LeSabre?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You missed that Mexican Spec earlier. Lester's LeSabre. We decided to call it LeSabre
because he's got the Mexican.
Because now he has the Mexican car.
Yeah.
Lester LeSabre.
And he doesn't have a LeSabre anymore. So
it's a LeSabre.
This is a LeSabre, right? I'm using this spark plug, even though it's a little rusty. It threw off a really nice spark.
So let's see. Mexican.
Oh, we started talking about.
That's an awesome looking car. I wish I could afford it. Yeah, Mexican Spec had one I really wanted. Man, he had one I wanted. See, my car got wrecked. Somebody ran into it, and their insurance paid for it, but it still wasn't enough money for the one that Mexican Spec had. He had a beautiful Fox body Mustang. I think he still has it on his listed. It was 302, 5-speed? I think 5-speed manual. Bright blue, beautiful car, but I ended up getting the Zephyr Z7 instead. It was that I did have enough money for it. It says his name is Farley Fairmont now. Farley Fairmont. I kind of like Lester LeSabre. Is there such a word as LeSabre? Sure sounds Spanish. You see, Mopar, they also came in stick shift 360 V8, no smog of any kind. Yeah, and then when you bring it into the U.S., except California, well, maybe even California now, I don't know, but it just has to be whatever it originally had in Mexico, right? Oh, the Mustang had a 4-speed, okay. At this point, everyone in the chat get skid mark.
Oh, see, he shouldn't have read that.
Jesus. I just started reading it. I just got...
Shit happens. That's the life of it,
yeah,
right? And someone you know...
I can't believe you put that in there.
Someone you know or someone you love occasionally needs to wear a diaper, and you probably should not shame them too much for it. They probably are not any happier about it than you are, and I don't know.
Figure 8 Racing saying, don't forget to tighten up that plug. Kim, I'm going to get you...
It's pretty tight.
I'm going to get you a real...
No.
So you don't have to use a...
What about when I want to get it out with a pair of vice grips? I don't want it any tighter than that.
At least use the what do you call them? Those German things.
Oh, Mexican Spec. He had me de-Mexicanize the car so nobody would know it is a Mexican car.
What's de-Mexicanize mean?
Take
the license plate
things
off?
The wooden beaded seat covers, they had to come off of there.
So wait a minute, what did you take off? I know you had to put a heater core in it.
We love you, Whitney. Thank you for participating.
We ended up, 2 of us getting Fox body. Well, his is a Fairmont, mine's a Zephyr, the same car. And both of them had to have heater cores put in, which is a miserable job. It's just amazing. But I drove mine today. It really cooled off here. It was like 49 degrees. I got the car running. Had to prime it to get it going. because the choke doesn't work yet. But I drove down to the check my PO box and came back and had the heat on. It was nice in there. It's really nice in there. He had me remove the stickers on the windows from the old license plates. Oh, okay. What happened to the license plates? Man, I'm a license plate collector. See, Mexican Spec sent me a couple of Mexican license plates. That was pretty cool. Danny Boyd, I almost want to disassemble my new PC and put the parts back in their boxes. Make the dumbest build of 2025 video resembling it all. Take that opportunity to paint my black case argent.
What color is argent?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, do it, Danny Boyd. Put it all back in the box and then just do an unboxing and then put it together.
Mexican Spec says if that choke doesn't work, pump the hell out of it. Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem. You know how things fail? Two things that you need one or the other one to work, they both fail. So I have no choke and the accelerator pump doesn't work.
Well, the choke, no, that's not true. The choke
is disconnected.
Okay,
okay, you're going to get into all the details
of the choke.
You're going to get into all the details
of it. Choke is disconnected because it wasn't working right, and the accelerator pump is not working. I mean, that may be why they got rid of the car. They just couldn't get the darn thing to start.
Like, Mexican Spec, one day I got it to start. I pumped the gas 50 times, and it started like, and it quit. I go, okay, I know what's going on. It's not pumping enough gas in there. And that was the day I took the squirt bottle on. What you do is you drench it. I went, shot like about a full cup of gas down there, and it fired right up. So yeah, we gotta fix that. What is this? ARGB fans are the new Kriegers. Don't know.
I need to figure out how to mount a carburetor here. I'm gonna go get.
Buff, you posted my plate collection a while back on one of the streams. Mike Murphy. Oh, I very well could. Oh, was that up? It was up. It was like in a bar or something. I'm trying to remember what that was. I think you had it in a background.
No, it was one of the streams. No. That was just a picture. Plate collection. It's been a while. It's been a while, Mike. He doesn't have a picture in his mind. I don't have it either, so it's been a while. You're gonna have to send that again. We'll put it up again because he loves license plates.
Rose Staten says Keystone Classics mag wheels for the win. Man, I almost bought Keystone Classics for my '64 Ford way back 1970, but then I ended up putting a set of Ford. I don't know what they call them. Those wheels they put on they put them on Mustangs. They were like 5-spoke things that came from Ford. They put them on Mustangs, and they put them on GT Rancheros and stuff, and I put a set of those on. And they looked right on that Ford. They look pretty cool, actually.
Run over the house and get the carburetor for this.
You got to run over to the house. Okay.
Get the carburetor for this.
I'll be right back. Just a minute.
What?
Well, you run around out there where there's ditches and mud, everything else we have
so
right now.
So if I fall down, I can radio you.
You can radio me and come get me.
Magnum 500s. They're talking about the wheels that people like to use.
Yeah, a lot of people like Magnum 500s. So they're okay. That's not really my favorite wheels, but they're okay. I like them, I guess. But I don't think I'd go out and buy them.
I'll be right back. I got to get a carburetor.
I like Krieger. I like Krieger.
Wait a minute. There's this carburetor. Maybe I should use this.
Oh, maybe you're not going anywhere?
Maybe I should use this carburetor.
Hey, Mix, I wonder why. Wonder why what? That's what I say. I wonder why.
Maybe I should use this carburetor. I'm going to stay here.
Torque thrust. Stray, my favorite thing. Okay, so what did they... Oh, Rose Shot says Mopar rally wheels are cool. What did they call those ones they used in 66 and 67? And they put them on Mustangs, and they put them on like 67 Fairlane GTs, and they were on. Mine came off of a Rancho 67 Ranchero.
I gotta make noise.
She's gonna make noise. I don't know if you can talk. If you can hear me over Tim's cutting over there with a saw. Oh man. Cabo, welcome. It is 20 minutes after 10 here in the evening. Or maybe 19 minutes after. I guess everybody's saying it. Luis Miguel Suarez Barrios. Hi, sorry for the late. My friend Jamie.
You're right on time.
Yeah, Jamie was, I thought, was not here tonight. That's why we came in right after he's cutting with a saw. I can't talk over it. So
feeding wood in the fire.
Got to keep feeding wood in the fire. So
there it's going now.
Oh, it's some other Jamie. Anyway, my friend Jamie loves watching some Cartoon Network TV shows. I see.
Well, I haven't watched cartoons in a long time.
Danny Boyd says the optional mags on mid-60s Fords were called styled steel wheels on the order sheet and sticker. Well, those are the ones I had. Mine came off of a 67 Ranchero that a guy put Craigers on. Then I bought his wheels and got a pretty good deal on them. They look real good on my 64 Ford. They look great on the 64 Ford. So, Tavo says, was asking about time. We just ended summertime, so I'm confused again. Yeah, and in Australia, South Australia, you got one of those weird half hour things, don't you? Time zones that are by the half hour instead of by the hour. Yeah, Australia has like full hour on both ends, and then in the middle there's a time zone that's off by a half hour or something. It's enough to drive me nuts. I don't know. It's just the way they do it. I don't think we have any half hour ones in the U.S. Now we don't. I'm gone stray. Do they still have cartoons on Saturday morning? Man, when I was in Russia, that's what I used to do. Listen to the cartoons. Every morning they had cartoons on TV. And I'd listen to the cartoons and the kids' shows because I could learn Russian, like at the first grade level. And it was really good because I really enjoyed the cartoons in Russia because I learned Russian. I learned more Russian from that than anything else. Mean Street Mopar. I like factory Mopar police wheels from the 70s and 80s. Oh, the kind of wide, beefy steel wheels. I like those a lot. I want to put a set of wheels on my car, but they're 4-lug, which means I either got to bite the bullet, put an 8.8 rear end on the back, or re-drill axles or something, and then figure out how to put 5 lugs on the front. Then I am committed to buying new wheels and tires, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Really don't know. Danny Boyd, in 68, they went to the GT wheels and the trim rings and small hubcap. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Sure, I remember those wheels. Yeah, these were the year before, the 67s. Danny Boyd, yeah. Yes, and painted to match body color black, and they might as well be regular Steelies. Yeah, I like those wheels a lot. Yeah, Tavo says, 12:50 p.m. there. Did I work on any cars in Russia? No, but I saw some really dumb stuff. I saw some guys take a Lada and just roll it on its side in the snow, and they worked on the bottom of the car, and then they rolled it back on the wheels, drove off. It's like stuff like that you can't even believe. Just can't even believe stuff like that. But I was there back when we were much more friendly with Russia. I was there in the 90s, after the Soviet Union broke up, and we all wanted to be friends, and everybody was friendly for a while. And now it's a big mess again. Straight bullet. I'm up at 4 a.m. every morning, Mexican. Mike N. Use Rolf oil for your... Yeah, Rolf. Yeah, I see that on... if you watch... what's his name? Somebody will come up with his name that I always watch. Who's the crazy Russian guy? Kim, who's the crazy Russian guy? Does all the wooden pistons and everything. Garage 54, yeah.
How could you?
I just couldn't come up with it. So yeah, Garage 54, yeah, he does some. He used that Rolf, ROLF oil. I didn't drive around in Russia at all. I didn't drive anything in Russia. I rode in a few Russian cars. Mostly I took buses and trains and subways and just played being a Russian. When I was there, so few Russians had cars. I mean, it just didn't happen. So yeah, Mexican Spec says Studio 54. Nope, Garage 54. Close, really close. And Mike N said Garage 54. You got it. Mexican Spec says I prefer steel wheels and wheel covers or hubcaps. Yeah, I like the little hubcaps. Yeah, Stray Bullet says you could probably change the axles in your rear end. That's what size axle is that, Kim? 7.5.
7.5.
7.5. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Do they make axles for that have the five lug pattern on the axle? Because I don't see any reason to go to an 8.8 with a 6-cylinder. I'm not going to break that thing.
I think that as long as it's a drum brake 7.5, it's likely that they're the same length axles. But I don't know all the specifics. I was looking it up and I couldn't find all the specifics because I wanted to see if the axles out of this Bronco 2 would be the same length because I'm considering scrapping the Bronco 2 project. It's a lot of work, and that vehicle is in really marginal condition. It's so cool, and I want to make it work, but I can only go in so many directions at once, and the years are just flying by, and you can only get so much done.
Yeah, Putin changed that. Putin made a mess. Putin, up till 2008, that guy really made things better for Russians. He let the free market economy flourish, built new roads, but just made the place better. And then we all know what happened after that. It's just sad. Have you seen that guy in Russia that does the incredible pinstriping? No, I have not. That might be interesting. But Garage 54, that guy, if you watch him, that he does some crazy stuff. Oh, we got ads coming in 1 minute. Mexican Spec says, I don't watch channels outside the U.S. I have no interest in the people. I watch for the car and don't care about cars outside the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah, garage.
Wow, that is mighty judgmental, Mexican Spec. It's I don't give a rat's ass. I don't care.
So
he doesn't care.
So you don't care about the cars. Well, he just the Garage 54 does some crazy stuff, and some of it you wouldn't like anyway because he does things like I watched him take a set of disc brakes, and he's looking to build channel, make some money. He put iPhones instead of brake pads and destroyed the iPhones. I'm waiting for the ads to go down. Bon jobs. Yes, rally style wheels are cool to me. 14 or 15 inch.
Oh, is this the entrance of Tavo?
Tavo came in a while ago, but he's here.
Hi, Tavo.
Yeah, he was asking about the time zones being off by, and then I because they changed away from daylight because they're going into their fall and winter, and he was trying to get straight what time it is there compared to what time it is here, and that's what started that. And then I said, yeah, they're off by a half hour, and he confirmed that.
Bon Jovi's likes 14 or 15 inch rally steel wheels.
Yeah. Luis says the 65 Plymouth Barracuda was the best. You like that big window in the back, huh?
Iconic.
Mexican Spec says non-judgmental, Kim. I've had foreign cars and they do nothing for me. Old American cars give me butterflies in my stomach, the right ones. Well, I would say Mexican cars do too. I mean, the Mexican cars are basically American designs that are, a little different. Tim says Miller Welders ad. 2 points.
We got a couple of Miller welders, and they're good
You know
equipment.
what? We have
Good equipment.
a Miller welder, but then we also have the Hobart, which is manufactured by Miller. So it basically is a Miller. They have a Hobart 140, 110 volt, which is an incredible welder. As long as you don't put it on an extension cord, because that, trying to draw too much power through. If you put it on an extension cord, it better be about this big around. But that thing plugs in right next to our electric box there. Man, we can weld up a storm of that thing. Let's see here. Buddy Carfano, they make 4-lug to 5-lug adapters. Yeah, I guess I'd rather not go with the adapters.
That pushes your wheels out, so then you need a non-standard offset.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's expensive really fast. You try and do it the way that makes it easiest to work with.
What I'm thinking, the best thing I can do right now is if I could find a set of aluminum slots with the current 4 by 4.25 or 4 by 108 millimeter bolt pattern. Like I had on my Pinto, I had a set on my Pinto that were 4-lug. They looked really good, and I'd love to have a set of those. Man, I wish I had those. It used to be, 40 years ago, 35 years ago even, but mostly 40, 45 years ago, I had shops, and I was just full of all these Ford parts and small block Ford parts and wheels and anything I needed. I'd dig through the pile. Well, then everything changed. So now I don't have a pile anymore. I'm having to re-find all this stuff.
No pile?
No pile of, and they were fairly new parts then,
Well, yeah.
That car that I just got that I look at as a fairly new Fairmont is 47 years old. Sir Jobis, or I don't know how to pronounce your name. Bam. Mexican-built AMC cars. Yes, and Mexican Spec has those on his site.
I gotta use the grinder.
He has one that's like a 74 Matador, but they don't call it a Matador. They call it something else. Man, I like that car too, but it was kind of expensive.
I gotta apologize in advance. I gotta use the grinder.
You gotta go use the grinder. Be careful over there.
Oh, I'll be careful.
But you're gonna make Kim's gonna make a whole bunch of noise.
It's not gonna take real long.
Yeah, I no longer have piles. I don't have any piles. Stray Bullet says I had a T-Bird Turbo Coupe that had TRX wheels on it, 4-lug. I don't know exactly what those look like, but I'll research that because I'm researching everything that has those 4 by 4.25. And when I find the right set of wheels, I'll probably just get them. Because at some point I'm going to need to buy tires for that car, and I don't want to buy them twice. And I don't like these little skinny looking 5.5-inch wide tires. They look like crap, So I'd like to have some nice beefy tires on the back.
Here comes the noise.
Here comes the noise. I don't know if you can hear over me or not, but I'm sure when I'm talking, you can hear the noise. Oh, Michelin is the only manufactured tires for the TRX wheels. Okay, I probably don't want those then. Red Hornet, she's got those vice grips sparking back there. No. CDs.
Ice grip.
I got them here.
Who's using them? To take one spark plug out of your ice grip and never let you live it down.
Yeah, I don't know if you want a set of wheels where I can't buy tires anymore. You know what? Hey, there's just a friend of mine has 65 Mercury, a big two-door hardtop white 65 Mercury. It's a beautiful car, and it had somebody had put a set of Firestone LXX wheels and tires on it. I don't know if any of you remember those, but you might have to look them up. But it was a special tire that you can't get anymore. And it was a very strange tire. It had a 3.5-inch wide rim, but the tire was like 8 or 8.5 inches wide. Real wide, weird looking tires. But man, that thing handled really well. Royal Rathcliffe says BGG, Vice Grip Garage. I don't know why you put that there. Yeah, we probably all watch him at one time or another.
Yeah, sparkulators.
Sparkulators and all that kind of stuff. You got to be careful when you watch him a lot because then you start talking like him, and I don't want to copy him on my.
I do.
Channel.
I'm copying everything that guy does because he's.
Oh wait a minute! Mexican Spec says, "Buck, the car would look good with the Mexican only 4-hole wheels. How wide are they? Where do you get them? How am I going? Wait a minute! Can you get me those? Are they steel wheels? Just big wide,
buying
big
wheels
wide
from
steel
Mexico
wheels?
is going to cost a fortune to get them here.
I mean, I'll have to pay the 10% new tariff cost.
Oh, is it only 10?
I don't care. Yeah, it's I don't know. That's what I think. That's what Mexico got, but they just get whatever they charge us, you know. And in fact, they discounted a lot, so maybe less than that.
Unused.
Did Kim use the grips on the porcelain of the plug? Yeah, she used them on the porcelain on the plug.
Yeah. Grab that porcelain by the balls.
Stray bullet. I used to burn through those TRX Michelin tires like crazy. Danny Boyd, I thought that engine was on the floor. I think it was on the floor at one time. I think it was in a mud puddle at one time.
There's 3 engines here.
There's 3 of those engines here.
Yeah, well, I'm working on engines this week.
It's no road tax, Dan.
It's small engine week because it's too damn muddy.
Oh, if we bring a car, we could get a car down here and get it in here, but we wouldn't be able to get it back out until.
It's crazy how wet it is outside.
So it rains so much, and we got grass out there. And if you come down here to the shop, it's not very steep, but if you go to leave, tires are just going to turn and the car's going to sit there. Yes. Now, if you take the Jeep down here with its all-wheel drive and you're very, very light on the gas, you can slowly come back up.
Yeah, the only vehicle we can move around is the Jeep.
So
it's crazy.
Red Hornet, Kim is blind like me without the glasses.
Yeah,
she puts her, on Tuesday nights. Here, I'm going to make a commitment for you, but you don't have to stick with it. She usually puts her contacts in and she looks really, really, really good on Tuesday nights. But in here, she puts her glasses on.
I look like a freaking train wreck.
What is this I'm talking about? Oh, maybe this is for me from Mexican Spec. Hockey's here. Hey, how's it going? I recently had my carb rebuilt, but every 4 days my float keeps sticking open and closed. Ooh. Fuel contamination? I don't know. Okay, what do we got here?
It might.
Are you sure you want to leave YouTube? No. Why is...
Yes.
I can do that?
Wait.
Go to site?
Go to site. Yeah, it's Instagram.
Oh, now I can't get into that. I can't do it from here, Mexican Spec.
Nope.
I'm not in business to look at that. Let me
He would
see.
have to bring his password, and he doesn't know it.
I don't know my password. Maybe I can get it on my. Maybe I can get that on my phone. Mexican Spec. Before I do all this work, is that linked for the wheels? Bump it up against a rev limiter, you'll make it out of the garage. No, you won't. You'll spray mud and grass all over everything.
Ask me how I know.
This door here is completely covered with mud and grass.
From me trying to escape.
That Kim put up there.
On a not very muddy day. And it is so much more muddy than you can even imagine right now. It's just so muddy.
Yes, on a
Everything
red
is so
Mustang.
wet.
So, yes,
when you go outside, everything is just mushy. It's not damp or it's mushy. It's so filthy, disgusting, dirty muddy out there. It has rained for days, and not just regular rain. That horizontal rain,
irregular rain,
like horizontal rain. Like I was out there looking at the Valiant because we were talking about the Ute project, and I wanted to see where the gas tank fell in relation to the tire well in the trunk, because all that stuff's going to need shuffled. It has rained for days. Why are you putting me on? Anyways, and the underside of the car is wet from the water splashing off the ground and hitting the underside of the car.
Because I think
it's wet. It's terrible.
See, I was able to get that Instagram link that Mexican Spec put up. I'm able to get it on my phone, and now I can look.
Is
at
it
these
the wheels?
Now I can look at the car with these wheels. Maybe.
Were you hitting the red limiter, Kim? You have to be on the lip.
Oh, these
okay, Pig. From Zip Ties and Bias Flies.
These are the wheels with the holes. I don't really like those wheels a whole lot.
You got to red line it, run it to the red, run it on the red. I don't think my van has a rev limiter. I think I'll destroy it standing on it in the mud.
Paul Pajui's here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Paul. Good evening.
Shoosh. We'll get a car in here in a day or two.
So some Mustangs had the 4-lug metric size for a few years, 390 metric, maybe it was. You know, the wheels that I have are either called 4 by 4 1/4, or they're called 4 by 108 millimeter. And both fit. So, no, Mexican Spec, I don't really like those wheels. I kind of want either slots that look a little bit wide, that have a little bit deeper dish in the back, and I want a set of just wide steel wheels, like
why is all
like
this
police cars, like the some of the police cars had kind of like about 8-inch wide steel wheels with little hubcaps, you know. Those would look good, I think. Yeah, Red Hornet says Zip Ties and Bias Flies. LOL. See, some of the videos of the rivers flooding back there is terrible. Yeah, I haven't been into town, but I know the river's right up to the main street going through town. I don't know if it's flooded it yet or not, but we're supposed to have more rain in 2 days, and there's no room here for more rain.
It's going to flood.
The river is full.
All the way back up into all the little nooks and crannies. It's just
where we are. There's a creek here that's at the edge of our property, but it's kind of underground creek, and there's a big old line of trees there. So what happens is our property's all like this, hills and everything. So the water all runs away from the house and away from the shop, but the ground is saturated. But as it runs down there, it goes in that tree line. So we don't get flooded here. And then that tree line is downhill enough, it goes off somewhere else. But we don't get flooded here. But all around here, there's floods, you know. Mexican said, why do you want wide tires in the back with a 6-cylinder engine? Oh, because it's got these little narrow tires. It looks stupid. I'd love to put like 8-inch wide tires.
He's going for his stance.
I want the stance. I want it to look good. And eventually I'll probably put a V8 in it, so I might just as well have it look right to begin with. Some 8-inch wide tires would probably look good back there, you know. 7-inch in the front. I think mine right now is 5.5, which looks kind of like, I had to go register the Jeep, and I was in my car, so I took the paperwork down there, got that done, came out of the building, and there's a younger couple walking by, and they see me get in the car, and they pointed at my car when I'm getting, and they said, "Oh, there's a car like Grandma's car."
Like Grandma's car.
Like, yeah, with those wheels, it looks like Grandma's car. I want some beefier looking wheels. I just want that stance. Rail wrap, which says slotted steelies. That would look okay. It's a little bit wider. Yeah, like some kind of. It's got 14s on it now. I'd like to have at least 15s and something I could put like 60 series on the back, maybe 70 series on the front. Just something that looks good. That's kind of how my last one was. I think I had 8-inch wide on the back, 7-inch wide on the front. It just looked better and drove great. Contact sleeper dude. He's a Fairmont fanboy. Yeah, he's over at the other end of the state. I don't know him. He's a big channel, you know.
Yeah, he does.
He's a family guy, you know. He's a busy man. And got a pretty busy family. I watch him some, but not a lot. Oh, Luis is taking off? Oh, it's taking off. Okay, take care, man. See you later.
Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming to the stream.
Mark Murphy, I know, Tim, I'm pretty excited. I still think got to get our annual Freak April snowstorm out.
Could it still happen?
10-hole Mustang was not really I don't think they booked it on my car. I think a set of wide steel wheels would look good, or I think a set of aluminum slots would look good. But
oh, you sound so dejected.
I don't know. It's just when it happens, it happens. Oh, here comes Mexican Spec again. Okay, I gotta look on my phone again because I can't do it up there. Why did that happen?
Just for fun.
Something came up on my phone I didn't expect. I don't know what that is.
Aztec wheels. We'll find him some. We'll find it. We'll get it. For too long. Don't you worry, folks.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Why is this happening like this?
Well.
Okay, here we go. Is that the one? How about these wheels? Struggle.
Why are you struggling?
I don't know. Oh, those wheels. Those are Mexican wheels. That's an odd looking wheel. Yeah, but see, they're not offset very far. The wheels be way in here. I want them like out at the edges of the body, you know. I don't know, Mexican Spec probably doesn't like the wheels that are out at the edges of the body.
Why don't any of these bolts fit? I'm getting upset.
He says, or what about these wheels? Those are. I want wheels that are out a little bit.
This is riveting content, I gotta tell you.
That look better. Well, he's trying to get me to look at all these Mexican wheels he has, and I just don't like the wheels that are like way inboard. They look funny. Mean Street Mopar. My cousin waves the green flag at Pikes Peak Hill Climb, and his son waves the checkered flag at the end. Man, his son's up there where he can't breathe the air because it's so thin. What is this, Mrs. One-Eyed Cat? It's lagging and it's blurry. What's lagging and it's blurry? This? Go down there and move the red stripe for it and check your the little what do you call that little thing at the bottom to set the
bit rate.
Yeah.
Are we getting it? We're not getting any drop frames. It's on your end. Right now we're doing good.
But what do you call that the little gear? click on that gear and go in there and reset your the bit rate. Might be like 144 or something, and fix it up like the 720 or something, and then that'll bring your noise. Just starts grinding. So, yeah, I think it's on your end because we're showing real good bit rate going out, and nobody else is complaining about it. Danny Boyd, you can convert to 5-lug Ranger Aerostar axles and the rotors, but you have to switch to 87 through 93 Mustang 5.0 spindles and brakes. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
It's like that's like a bunch of cash I don't have, you know.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is the Mustang. Those Mustangs, people want premium money for that as parts. They're hard to find.
See, Patrick Sullivan says I'd be looking at 5-lug rotors and re-drill rear axles. See, I thought about re-drilling the rear axles, but then I also thought about that somebody said that Kim's Ranger wheels or hubs would fit on these spindles, and I thought about trying that out. But once I start changing all that stuff, going to 5-lug, then I've really committed myself to a new set of wheels, a new set of tires, and man, then the car's down while I'm trying to scrape together dollars, you know. It's going to be tough as it is when I need to buy tires because I don't want to put them on these. I don't want to buy another set of tires for these wheels. Wow, Mike Murphy says, I've only ever taken the tram up Pikes Peak. A woman passed out immediately getting off the train, and she ran out of air. Oh, it says Sears sold American Racing Steelies for Mustangs just under a different label. Try searching on that. Yeah, I'm searching for everything. I'm just searching for everything. Yeah, they're lace spoke wheels, but they're 13s on Mustangs. Yeah, and these are already 14s, but they're 14 by 5 or 14 by 5.5. They're not very wide. We're coming up on a bunch of ads here. I'll just be quiet while you guys click out of the ads. Okay, maybe the ads have been clicked out of, maybe not.
Maybe.
Measure the length of that Bronco rear end. Yeah, and the other thing about the Bronco rear end, it's not a Bronco, she's got a
Bronco 2.
No, the Bronco 2 you want to keep. It's the other one. It's the Ranger rear end.
Well, the Ranger's rear end is in my.
Oh, that's right.
It's in my car.
Oh, yeah. So we can't do that. But I was going to say, if we put like a truck rear end under it, then we got to convert it to 4-link from leaf springs, and that's a bunch of work. I don't know. I'll just leave it alone. I'm just going to keep looking for a set of wheels. The other thing is, if I could find another set of stock, like, you know, I did this once before with Ford rims. They were 15-inch, but I cut them apart, and took the wide parts and welded them together and made like wide wheels that were deeper dish wheels. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. But then I just got to find a set of 4-lug, you know, another set of 4-lug wheels. And here's a problem. You go out to a wrecking yard, and where are all those wheels? They weld them together, and they put cars on top of them. They ruin them, and they don't care. They just use them for...
Yeah, because they weren't worth anything.
They weren't worth anything.
Nobody wants to pay anything for them.
So they're really hard to find.
Yeah, especially the 4-lugs, because nobody's switching to 4-lugs.
Let's see here.
If you have 4-lugs, you already got them.
Tim says Google Translate ad.
All right, get 2 points.
Mike Murphy, not a single ad. Stray Bullet says, just use the axles. See, the axles, if they're the right length, that would work, I suppose. Danny Boyd says, I have a good set of wheels for you, but they went with my old 84 Capri RS. They were the alternative to TRX wheels on 82 Mustang GTs. They look like some of the Ford truck wheels. Huh. They were used in Europe too. I've seen them on Fairmonts. Yeah, I don't know. I'll come up with something. I still have I have good enough tires on there I can drive it for a while. And I'm not going to put a huge amount of miles on that thing. Those tires might make it to non-name nationals. Who knows?
Those tires are terrible.
Mean Street Mopars. I'm thinking about going out to Pikes Peak Hill Climb this year. Maybe I can get some good content there. You can get good content everywhere.
I mean, if you have some.
And also, I'm thinking swap. Yeah, that's another thing. We got that car show we were going to go to is a car show swap meet. But it got rained out 2 days in a row. So what you said they rescheduled?
They rescheduled for like 3 weeks from now.
3 weeks from now?
Yeah, they must have had, they had to find a date. So.
Body color Steelies for the win. Yeah, sure. And I probably black anyway. Black with a little, what do you call it, dogfish hubcap in the middle. I don't know what to do. When I find the right wheels, I'll have the right wheels. What is that thing? Oh, that's the thing for the thing. That's the jack shaft. That's the thing for the pump? What is this for?
No, it's a jack shaft.
Okay.
See,
I don't know what this engine's going.
Okay. This is the engine for the racing mini bike.
Oh. Okay. See, I don't know what you're doing. Okay.
Well, you
got so many engines around.
I wanted to make a video about it, but I don't want to do it by myself. I was hoping you would help me record it, but you weren't feeling up to it. I'm just not gonna do it. But so this is a jack shaft that normally would be on the bigger bikes. You're not bad.
I'm paying attention to things at once. You're talking to the stream and to me.
And I was using the jack shaft to run the prototype turbo thing, but I'm putting it back to use as a jack shaft because they changed the rules. You're allowed to use a jack shaft now. You were not allowed to use one before. The first 2 years, the rules said you could only use the stock gearing, which was, it dictated the size of this gear and the size of the number of teeth on the rear gear, and you couldn't change that because it was a spec class. But now it is an open modified class, and I'm allowed to use a jack shaft. And for getting up out of the hole, you need a jack shaft. You just gotta have it.
I'm putting the alcohol down.
So
there's a heater there. I'm putting it over here.
I'm putting the jack shaft back together. I'm gonna find the somewhere I got the shaft. I might have to buy a replacement shaft because I welded on it. I don't know how bad I messed up.
Oh, it says anything that fits the tires you want means fresh tires. But yeah, that's right. When I get to the point where I want to change tires, when the tires need to be changed, that's when I want to go to a different set of wheels because I don't want to buy the same size tires I have now. So that's when I make the change, is when I have to put tires. John's younger brother. John's younger brother. Dan, I missed something.
What did we miss?
I don't know. He said John's younger brother. That's sort of just like a phrase.
It is a racing mini bike, Straight Bullet. For the no-name nationals.
It's the small mini bike, which they call monkey bike, for the monkey bike class for the no-name nationals. I don't know. You thinking about taking it there? What are you going to do? Put it in the back of the Dart?
If I have to. I'll put it in the back of the van and then tow the Dart.
You know who's not here? It's the guy I want to drive the car with your van.
Are you trying to get somebody to come halfway across the world and drive the van?
Halfway across the world. Yeah.
We'll see how this goes.
I don't know. And if Mexican Spec could come back up here. Of course, Mexican Spec he could drive there himself, but he says he can't go. I mean, he's pretty busy. He got family, and he's way down, 800 miles into Mexico, I think. Hey, how far are you from Mexican Spec? How far are you from where you deliver the cars to? Which is what? Here's another. I'm terrible with names, and I know right where that place is. Algodon? No, it's not Algodones.
All right, guys. Here's the jack shaft plate.
Stray bullet says, did they set up a road course to race on? Where's that? Were you talking about? I'm not sure.
At No Name Nationals,
No Name
it's just a
Nationals.
drag strip. There's no road.
8th mile drag strip, and the monkey bikes are going to be what, 330 feet?
Oh, that's right. They don't even go all the way down.
They don't go all the way down the track anymore because they just get up to top speed and then, 20 seconds driving down the strip, So they've shortened up the drag strip for the monkey bikes.
Shorten it up.
But they're also talking about Pikes Peak, so I don't know if they were talking about that or not. Mexican is in an undisclosed location in Mexico. Oh, I'm not asking where he lives. I know about where he lives. I'm asking where he delivers the cars to, which is, I just can't come up with the name of the town there, right across the border of Arizona. I'm wondering how far it is from that he drives up to that place. I was thinking it was about 800 miles, but it might not be 800 miles. Yeah, he makes no bones about where he lives. I don't know exactly where his house is, but I mean, Nogales. Yeah, Nogales. I don't know how far he drives up to Nogales. So there's two people here that come up with Nogales, so they get a couple points for that.
How many?
Nogales is in.
How many?
Well, it was Tim and Danny Boyd goes Nogales, New Mexico. No, Nogales, Mexico, which is right across the border from. Is there a Nogales in the U.S.? I don't know. What's the town in the U.S.? Is that also Nogales? I don't know. But it's on both sides of the border. There's a town right there. That's where my friend Carl used to go, taking the trains down there, and he'd end up going down there, riding down there, and then bringing a train back from Nogales because trains that come in from Mexico hauling cars.
Okay.
No.
Does anybody who's been here a while remember what this is? Custom made, one of a kind piece.
I remember what that is. No, straight bullet, not Texas, Arizona. It is right across the border from Arizona. But there may be also Nogales, Arizona. I'm not sure. But I know Nogales is in Mexico, and that's where he brings the car to, and then somebody brings it across, and Danny Boyd, is he going to get points for that?
It is a supercharger. What's it made from?
What's it made from, Danny?
Danny Boyd, you get 2 points for saying it's a supercharger because it is a prototype supercharger. Supercharger, there it is, in all its glory and wonder.
This thing's heavy. Oh, yes, this is from the old monkey bike.
It's from the original monkey bike design.
Red Hornet says water pump for the 57 Hoover carpet cleaner.
Yes. No.
No, it was a.
That's
Danny
right.
Boyd's right. Danny Boyd's right.
It's
an oil pump that she made into a supercharger.
From a small block Chevy. It was easy to get, cheap.
But it locked up because of lack of lubrication. She thought it would have enough lube to make the 8th mile, but didn't even make the test run.
It did not.
It was not enough lube, and it locked up.
Absolutely.
Nogales is a little ways south of Tucson. That is correct. That's where my friend Carl used to run trains from Nogales up to Tucson, and that's where he lost his life. Was riding. He'd taken a train down to Nogales and was riding back in a company van, and they had a terrible accident with a semi truck, and he got killed in that accident. I'm
sorry.
Just probably my closest friend for a long time, and Danny Boyd says gear rotor. gear rotor. He rode it twice, and he retracted it once. I thought 612 to be fair. Main Street Mopar. I've got a sister that lives in Tucson. Yeah, I've got several friends that live in Tucson. And I lived in Yuma for quite a while. Well, I worked in Yuma, lived here, but also had a place in Yuma because I was doing a lot of work there. So I rented a place in Yuma. You're running the monkey bike class races this year. Junkyard D's asking.
I'm building a monkey bike. I do not know if I will be the one running and riding it.
She doesn't know if she'll be riding it. She doesn't know if she's taking it. She's got to get it into the dart somehow.
Oh, I'm taking it.
She'll say she'll get it into the dart.
Someone else may do the driving. Like the first year, I asked for someone else to drive it.
You know who drove it? You know who rode that monkey bike the first year?
Wait, don't tell them.
Well, I'm going to give them a hint. Somebody that was at No Name Nationals that had enough subs to participate, his car broke. Broke a transmission. So he rode Kim's monkey bike at No Name Nationals the first year. Huh?
I offered and he accepted.
She offered, he accepted, and he rode the monkey bike instead of having his very fast car. And he had a good time. So who knows who that is? It's somebody that comes in here sometimes. And it's somebody I met at No Name Nationals that year. It's the first time I met him. It was not Dylan. Dylan Levi. It was not Dylan. Although I met Dylan at the first No Name Nationals as well. And he broke that same year. But he didn't. That's right. He broke too. He breaks every year. It was somebody else.
Did I stump the experts with this?
Right now, you've stumped them so far. How many points are you going to get for this?
Well, I don't know.
Was it Junkyard D? No, it was not Junkyard D. I hope I don't have to give another.
Don't give any more clues.
Okay, the little
I'll
town.
give another clue if they need it.
The little town in the U.S. on the U.S. side of Nogales is Rio Rico. Been there hundreds of times in the big red pickup to pick up produce from Mexico. Okay. Kim is the racing mini bike owner. She hires professional race drivers.
Professional
It
job.
was not just Mopar Joe.
Nope, not just Mopar Joe.
Ah, Danny Boyd's got it.
That's right, Danny Boyd.
It was Two Hacks Jeff.
You get 3 points for calling it. Boy, that was harder than I thought.
It was Two Hacks
He's good
Jeff.
at breaking transmissions. Okay.
He told me he had a 68 Thunderbird that he was going to race, and I just met him, and I'm thinking that's a big herky car.
And the other clue I was going to give that may or may not have helped.
And he said he had a broken transmission, and my thought was, big heavy car, broken transmission. He goes, you know what? I didn't know him. He goes, oh, you know, it's a pretty nice car. Well, the second year I saw the car, and it had, what, 500 something cubic inches, and that's got to be the fastest big heavy car I ever seen. That is a fast Thunderbird, fast 68 Thunderbird.
I recently saw a supercharged mini bike. Yeah.
Robin Banks.
I would be making a supercharged mini bike or a turbocharged mini bike this year, but there is a limit on you are not allowed to put any power adders onto. If I use the small engine, I could turbocharge it. The bigger engine is twice the displacement. Now, in order to supercharge or turbocharge an engine hard enough to get the same power as an engine, a naturally aspirated engine of twice the displacement, you got to push it really hard. You're going to throw rods. You're going to be into some serious. I'm not doing that. So, can't do it.
So she's putting the big engine on the small bike, and you're allowed to do that.
I'm putting the big engine. Yeah, they changed the rules, so I'm allowed to put the bigger engine on. So I'm putting the bigger engine on, and I'm running it with the jack shaft, which a lot of people don't have the jack shaft. I already have one. It's an expensive add-on. It's probably $60.
You know what? We ought to make a commitment to let Dylan Levi ride this bike when his car
When
breaks.
his car breaks, oh my God!
But you know
That's
what?
the most evil thing I've ever heard.
But you know what'll happen? That will jinx this, and it will mean that his car won't break, and he'll get to win a race this year in his car.
He's trying to put the jinx in.
So,
I see how it is. Okay.
So if we
pre-jinx it,
pre-jinx his car and give this to him to ride,
I don't know.
He'll never get to this because he'll race his car.
I don't know if that's how it works. I don't know.
Oh man,
not sure.
Tim's gonna be going 75 on that thing. Oh, there's a limit. There's a limit to how fast you can go, isn't there?
Yeah.
But
it's only 330 feet.
It's only 330 feet, so I don't think you'll reach that.
It's not so easy to hit 40 miles an hour in 30.
What they put a
feet.
40-mile-an-hour speed limit on it?
I think it's 43 or
43, something like that. But you're not going to reach that.
It's going to be really tough to get to that speed with only, a 6.5 horsepower.
Tim says, I've got a video of the two silver T-Birds at No Name Nationals, and that would be Two Hacks Jeff, and it would be Dallas Brown. And Dallas Brown, we've got one of the videos after the second No Name Nationals, I think? I put up a video of Dallas Brown doing one of the coolest burnouts I've ever seen. He did he's doing his burnout, but he went right through the starting line and a ways up, and he just filled that whole area with smoke doing his burnout before his run. It was really cool. That's a fast car too. And then they had an award for the best engineering that Nivlak gave out, and they gave it to Dallas Brown for that car for the best engineering. Car is amazing. It's a pretty nice car, yes. And he was really surprised he got that. But he should have gotten it. And of course, Nivlak, which is Calvin and what's his name, Andrew. They are great engineers, and they do their stuff is really good. I don't know if you follow them at all, Nivlak, but I hope they're there this year. They missed last year, but the 2 years before they made it, and they do some really good stuff. They're good engineers and they're good welders and just craftsmen, Top fuel burnout on a T-Bird. Sight to behold. Kim's over there hammering. Hammering.
What?
I don't know what you're hammering something together. What are the two tools you need in a shop? You need a hammer and vice grips, right? Danny Boyd says, I think Nivlak are like real engineers. They are real engineers. They both are degreed engineers.
Yeah, which is like cheating.
Tim says Dallas gets his 60-foot times with the back tires. I just thought of, I like to tell these stories, things that happen. Oh, what was my question about Nogales? Oh, how far are you from Nogales? What's the distance that you have to drive to get to about? I was thinking it was you're 800 miles down there, but maybe you're not. I don't know how far down in Mexico you are. But I always want you to come to No Name Nationals, but I know there's reasons you can't. You've got other commitments, I guess. And it's a pretty good stretch for you to drive to No Name Nationals. 38 racing. Well, folks, I better get some rest. Tomorrow's a full day at work. Good live. I enjoyed it. Well, thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Yeah, we're going to be trying to get this place tidied up, maybe.
Well, the story I was going to tell was there was in my hometown many years ago in California, there was a high-speed chase with police cars chasing this. It was a Chevelle, like about a 69 or a 70 Chevelle. and the police were chasing it a block and a block this way and a block this way and a block this way, and they're going and lights and siren, 3 or 4 police cars chasing it, and it went on for like 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and then they couldn't catch this car full of kids. There are 4 guys in this Chevelle, and they finally went up a dirt road that went up to the top of a hill where there's a construction site, that was a mistake because it was only one road in. And the police cars followed them up there and boxed them in up there on top of the hill and stopped them and got them out of the car and and arrested them. But what they found was no steering wheel on the car. They found vice grips on the end of the steering column, and they drove that whole high-speed chase where the police couldn't catch them for 45 minutes or whatever it was, driving with a pair of vice grips. And that's pretty amazing.
Maniacs!
So vice grips are better than you might think. Robin, taking off. Good night. Thanks for being here. Yeah, and I was asking what the town was on this side of in the U.S., but somebody else already answered that. Okay, we're down to like 15 seconds till we get ads again, so I'll be quiet for a couple of minutes, or for a minute, 30 seconds or something while the ads are here. Straight bullet, like tiller steering, yeah.
Why can I not find the part I need? Why?
Kim can't find the part she needs.
I'm losing my mind. I had it.
You losing your mind, or you lose the part, or is the mind the part you're looking for?
Maybe both, perhaps.
My
There it is.
my response.
There it is. One of these and one of these. Might be this one. Oh,
My-
I found
my-
everything I was looking for.
My response to those kids driving with the vice grips is they should have put a Brody knob on them, and then they could be like a crank.
Brody knob?
And you know those knobs they had on the steering wheel
Brody knob.
back in the days when they do a thing called. Oh, is Arizona Nogales is also in Nogales, Arizona? Somebody else said it was something else. Who was it? Who was it here? Gave me a name of. Now it's drifted back in the too far up the chat to see it. They gave me a name of somebody that used to go down there and a vegetable truck or something. Yeah, suicide knob, same thing. Used to call him a Brody knob because of what was his name? Steve Brody did all the crazy stuff. So when you used to spin a car around, they called that doing a Brody. That's like 1950s talk. I remember that the kids, when I was a little kid, the teenagers, they called it a Brody. Junkyard D says, what CC is that engine, Kim?
This is a 196. It is the equivalent of a 212. It is it's a 212 clone engine. It's 196 cc, which is double what I was running the first year. I was only running actually the first year I was running a 79 cc Predator engine. I wasn't supposed to be, but they couldn't prove it otherwise.
Oh, it's the right size engine.
It's the right size. Actually smaller than the 98 cc engine that comes on it. And so yeah, this is a yep, that's what it is.
Let's see here. Tim got Jackpot Masters video game ad.
Really?
Damn. So,
You get points.
oh yeah, Tim says this side of Nogales is Rio Rico. Rio Rico. So it may be, but I bet there's Nogales on our side too. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I'd have to look at a map. Oh, let me look at a map.
I need a friggin' I need a friggin' cotter pin.
Oh, we have a whole thing of cotter pins.
Not a cotter pin. I need a.
Oh, not a cotter pin.
What are those square things that they put on shafts to keep them from spinning?
That would be a
Keyway kind of thing?
keyway.
Not a kiwi. Keyway.
There's no Gallus. Rio Rico is up a little bit, and there is no Gallus. Okay, so there's no Gallus on the U.S. side, but just north of there, there's Rio Rico.
Why don't I keep track of
And then there's a Nogales that's a bigger Nogales on the Mexican side. So that's what I was curious about. It's how far you have to drive to get to the U.S. border. That's it. Yeah,
Good
Patrick
question.
Sullivan said key. Key for the keyway.
Thank you, Patrick. You get 2
There's
points.
the town on the U.S. side from Nogales, Sonora, is Nogales, Arizona, yeah. And just north of that is, I looked on the map, just north of that is Rio Rico.
Where can I steal one of these from? I need one.
Junkyard D, I have a 196 and a 212. Gonna be bringing heat this year. But
Oh!
both of them. Then they said, no, you can't
Uh-oh.
put 2 engines.
Junkyard D is, oh man, I shouldn't be revealing my stuff. Darn it, he's here. I didn't think anybody'd be watching who was also Junkyard D had some pretty cool mini bike stuff. Do you have a jack shaft, Junkyard D?
Which is a bike he brought? Is that the?
I don't know. Which one was it? Is it the really nice modified one?
Which is the one that looked like an airplane?
No, that's not Junkyard D.
That's Junkyard D. Who's that?
That's Torque Racing Productions.
Torque Racing Productions.
Yeah. No.
He just went out there and won everything.
He did. He annihilated the whole
Thing is, I think the first year he modified his clutch.
He had some kind of modifications that were not allowable, but that's
Junkyard
okay.
D. Delete that last message then. I'm not here. He says he's not there, but his eyeballs are there.
Junkyard D. That's okay. It's about having fun. Honestly, I mean, let's team up. We'll have the best mini bikes, and then people will have to come and beat us. Or do a call out. Do a call out. You think you can beat me? I don't. This is gonna be fast. This is gonna be really fast. It's gonna be geared way down. Look, check it out. I got the jack shaft.
Oh, you're gonna.
I'm giving away.
Oh.
I'm giving away all the secrets. Cars and cameras make it to. No, they do not.
No, they do not.
No, but it would be cool if they did, huh? You get Isaac. It'll be fine. Come out there. That'd be cool. I enjoy their content.
Let's see. Tim says.
I think people get busy.
Rio Rico is just a bunch of warehouses. They bring all the produce from across the border. Okay, and that's why you were down there with the truck. Patrick, I already read that. See, Steve Edwards, did you see the vid that Dodge Garage put on the Valiant? No, I did not.
Stray Bullet says, "Is there any good money in mini bike racing?" At
No
name
nationals,
nationals, there has been pretty much none.
You get a trophy, right?
You do get a trophy.
You get a trophy.
And then I think I won $50 the first year doing a burnout with my mini bike, because mine was the only one that would burn out the tire. Junkyard D says, I don't have a jack shaft, but my rear sprocket is about scraping the pavement. Junkyard D, if you want it to be quick, I mean truly, the quickest you're going to make one of these little bikes. This is the jack shaft assembly off of like a BT200, BX200. You need the jack shaft plate, 3/4 jack shaft. You need the 2 sprockets. There's a little sprocket at the back, and then there's a tensioner. So you go from your torque converter to this sprocket, and then from this sprocket to the rear chain. but you're going to have to go from the 35 chain to the 410 chain to go to this 200 because the 200 has the bigger chain. So it's a lot of changes. It just so happens that I have all this stuff.
Junkyard, yeah, I won $1 from Damien in the slow race.
Oh, there you go. See, the slow race is something for fun. And then, but if you look up mini bike racing, there's a bunch of people who, I mean, really, really get serious about racing their mini bikes. And most of those bikes don't meet the standards that would allow them to race them at No Name Nationals because they were very strict the first year and they've loosened them up over the years. I'd like to see there be more people get involved. But the street racers, they'll throw money down on the races, especially the fast ones. You know what I mean? They'll come out and they'll do like, my bike is faster than your bike. We're going to bike the bike out of your bike. You ain't got nothing. Our bike is fast, right? And they get these little kids that weigh like 65 pounds, the stringiest kids you ever saw to ride the bikes. You know what I mean?
Who was it? One of the guys had to put a weight belt on because he didn't weigh enough.
That was it. Yeah, no. And then they come out with the starter, and they're like, they're no pull starts. They're like, it's got 6,000 psi cranking pressure because it's got the custom pistons and everything like that. Yeah.
Tim says, I guess I can't bring my scooter. It's 1,594 cc. You know what? You can bring it. You won't be in the mini bike class, but they probably let you run it.
You can absolutely bring it.
You can run against somebody else.
Yeah, there was motorcycles, Cushmans. There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, there's Cushman the first year.
What's this? Robin Banks, Mac MC91. Is that a McCullough engine? Is that what that is? I don't know. Straight bullet. I hate trophies. I like winning jackets because then I can wear it and suddenly let everyone know that I'm the fastest.
That I'm better. I'm just better than you.
I got a trophy last year for, what do they call it, the Cinderella trophy?
You did. And you never made the video thanking them for it. Because I never found the footage of them giving. You never watched the footage of that, did you?
No.
Dr. Go gave us the footage. I have it in my No Name National stuff. You should watch it. Got awarded it.
So yeah, I've got the trophy sitting there, and the trophy rode through that horrible crash of mine. It was behind me on the floor. It ended up flipping upside down. It didn't hurt it any, but when I went back up there to the car, it was in the trunk. That's what happened. It had been behind me, and somehow it ended up in the trunk. So I don't know. Did you put it in the trunk at the scene, or? Because I went away in an ambulance, and then you were still there for a while. I don't know. I wanted to thank those women that stopped. There were 3 women they didn't know each other, but all 3 of them introduced themselves as healthcare officials or healthcare professionals of some sort. They were like, I don't remember what they were, nurses or ambulance attendants or something. So I wanted to thank them, but I ended up in the ambulance and left. So I don't know their names. I don't know who those people were, but they didn't have to stop at that crash and help us. One of them, you and one of them helped me get out of the car because I couldn't get out of the car.
I don't remember.
Olive says if they want me to care about a trophy, they can put scotch in it. So you like scotch? Scotch is all right. I used to work with a guy in Yuma, and we worked at his house for a while on some home projects. Man, he started bringing scotch out. It was Saturday morning. He started bringing scotch out about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and we were drinking scotch. And, man, I mean, by noon, we all had too much. And he had a go-kart sitting in his garage, and I was sitting there in the go-kart just going, oh, like this. And he's saying to his wife, he goes, hey, I think we've killed him. She goes, go get some burritos. And he sent her to get some burritos. And she brought back these breakfast burritos that were, one burrito was enough for a meal for a family, you know. And I ate that burrito and I started feeling better. But I remember that was too much scotch that morning. Oh my God, by noon I was messed up.
Oh, Tim's
Ah.
scooter is '09 Harley Softail Custom. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
kind of
that's why it's so many CCs. Yeah, it's 1600. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they let you
that
run it.
little Spitfire is only 1200 cc.
Yeah, it's a car,
It's a whole car. It's got 4 tires.
but it's not going to weigh much when we're done.
Nope,
That
ain't
car, the
gonna
body's so bad on it that we don't care if we throw the body away. That body is so rusted and been bonded over, and then rusted some more and bonded over again. You look in the trunk, you just see dirt underneath the car. No trunk floor. So when we take that body off the frame, it'll be it, it's there's no saving that body. Is my point.
I think I discarded part of this.
Yeah, scotch is more of an evening thing to want. I mean, real scotch. You know, this guy was like a connoisseur of scotch. I don't remember what he had, but it was supposed to be good stuff. And he was messing with me. He was pouring me more and more and more. And he wasn't drinking that much, but he was trying to get me to act stupid, and he did.
Good.
It's kind of funny when I
And
think
it
about
worked.
And it worked. Uh, yeah, I don't remember. He was real particular about what kind of
I'll
scotch
be right
he
back,
got.
people. Sorry. Can't,
He was,
can't always just sit.
he was a Cuban guy that grew up in Florida, and all his kids were all pilots, and it was just a flying family. So, and they all ended up working out there. He was a fun guy to hang out with. Oh man! But see, his name was Manuel. Manuel, pretty good guy.
You guys want to see how wet it is outside? I'll show you how wet it is outside.
Oh, you're cutting wood, wet wood.
See this green stuff?
You
This
stuff over.
this green stuff. It's just growing everywhere. It's all slimy. It's
That's our wood that's not going to burn very well.
yeah, it take a while to dry
It
out.
kind of dries out in there and then it starts to burn.
The good thing is though, the warmth is drying the whole shop out a little bit. We needed that because it is so damp. The motors are rusting.
It's kind of like a Briggs and Stratton engine, Tim.
It's like
Mike, I think he's
talking about his motorcycle.
Mike Murphy says I used to have an '88 KLR 600 Enduro. Lots of fun.
That would be a 600. Man, that's a lot of endurance.
Olive says Irish whiskey is better for dancing and stupid. A good Islay malt, and I'll just serenely pontificate. Olive says that's smelly if you open the stove door too soon, Kim. Yeah. Well, what happens is if you open the stove, we've got a pretty good draft going up that chimney, and we close the chimney down a little bit, damper it down a little bit, but before you open the door, we open the chimney wide open. So we don't usually get weird smells in the shop. You get that if you light the fire and you leave the door open too soon. You got to close it and let it get warm and get the smoke going up the chimney. Tim says a lot of that aluminum body would be good to have around for aluminum patch panels. See, I've got rolls and rolls of aircraft aluminum 2024 23, and that's what I'm going to use. Patrick Sullivan, what was the Cuban guy in Florida? Say hello to me, little friend. I want to say Scarface, but he was Italian in Chicago. This guy's name was Manuel. It looks like Manuel to me. It was Manuel. I don't remember how you pronounce it correctly. We used to call him Manny, but he was he painted. He had a business in Florida, before he worked out there at the test site, where he painted these like Rockstar and Country and Western buses that they go out and travel around in these buses to concerts, and he painted those things, and he was just a hell of a painter. I mean, the guy could, all this fancy stuff and clear coats on something the size of a bus. That's amazing paint work. But he did that, and then he's a hell of an aircraft mechanic as well. This is when I cat. I'm back. Let's see how this works. I had to reboot everything. Yeah, that happens occasionally.
Uh-oh. Sorry to hear that. Welcome back.
Yeah, tour buses. The tour buses. He used to paint tour buses.
Tour buses.
Tony Montoya was the character.
I need to figure out the size. What size is this?
Yeah, can you imagine painting a tour bus and getting it? It's a lot of flat space, and flat sounds easy, except till you have to do the body work, and you're doing paint work like that. You can't have any slight ripples, anything in it. And this guy was really good. We were doing a cowling for an airplane, and I started shaping this cowling, and I was struggling with trying to get one side to look at the other side, and he's standing there looking at it, and I was doing it all in foam, and then I was going to do fiberglass on the foam, and he was looking at it, watching me. He goes, "Hey," he goes, "you want me to fix that for you?" And I was doing it with a wire brush and the foam, to shape the foam. I had him the wire brush, and he went like scrape, and it was perfect. And I go, "Yeah, thanks." I was really struggling to get the right and the left sides to look the same, and he nailed it in seconds. Really good. Those bus murals used to be popular amongst RV owners, also. Yeah. Let's see. Tim says, "Is the body on that Spitfire steel or aluminum?" It's iron oxide.
It's Bondo.
It's Bondo and iron oxide. Yes.
What's body putty made out of?
It's a polyester.
It's polyester. Yes.
Polyester and
it's all
and rusted steel.
All filler.
So when we take that off, I don't know what we're going to do with it. It'll be probably cut up and put in a burn pile. I don't know. It'll go to the that bin that they have at the recycle center. Every time I look in that bin, I can't believe what people throw away. I see like 20 bicycle frames in there. Like, look at all that tubing, curved tubing and straight tubing. We could cut that up and use it. Once it's in the bin, you can't take it. You're not allowed to take it when it's in the bin. So I see so much stuff in there.
Junk man.
Man. I just can't throw away tubing, and I see it in there. It just is sickening. Sickening to see it there. But when we get rid of that body for that, it'll probably come apart in pieces. We'll throw it in that bin that has all the steel in it. Of course, it's going to have a lot of polyester in it too. But I don't know if they want that in there or not. I don't know what else we take it. Bury it here. Man, that shop I had in Ohio, behind my shop, there was a field out there. And the story was there was a junkyard. And I know there were times I'd start digging and I'd run into sheet metal. But there was a junkyard there, and it turned out it was all stolen cars. And what they did was after they...
Chop shop.
They
take what they want and bury the rest.
They couldn't find owners and stuff. What they did was they just dug big holes, and I don't know if it was the police or who it was that allowed it to happen. They dumped it all and they covered it all up.
Nice.
It was all stolen cars.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Junkyard D, what are the odds of your van being at No Name Nationals? And if so, will you race it? The chances this year are unless we get somebody else to drive it there, probably not, because she'll be driving the Dart and I'll be driving the the Zephyr, and you can only drive so many cars with two
I want
people.
to take the van.
You want to take the van?
Yeah, if we can fix the trailer.
Oh, the trailer, and then tow your car on the trailer and take the van? Oh my God. That trailer that's shaky trailer.
The bushings in the axle bushings for it's all bad. It needs
on
work.
the roads you gotta go on all these narrow roads and everything, big wide trailers.
Yeah, we need some. We've got some obstacles to do and making all that work. We'll see. What are the odds?
Might look up that and watch it.
And if so, will I race it? So racing my Dart, my mini bike, and my van all on the same weekend is ludicrous. Like, it's so much running around that it ceases to be fun. So we keep putting this offer out there, and it's a real offer. If someone wants to fly into Nashville or into St. Louis,
St. Louis is too far.
Well, the problem with St. Louis is we got to still get the vehicles there.
Right. Nashville, we just go pick somebody up.
But people have rented cars or got a ride from. Anyways, if you can find a way either here or to Sykeston, we have multiple vehicles and not enough willing drivers. Honestly, I would love to see the vehicles get run.
But to run, they got to have 500 subs.
You have to have 500 subs. You can't just be a random off the street. So you have to be able to be a participant. And so that is how the Dart, the mini bike, and the van would all get run. Because I need someone to just take ownership and walk it through tech. I'll make sure it's ready for tech, but somebody's going to have to walk it through. And if it needs something, I need them like spearhead getting it, although I don't expect someone to pay for it, those kinds of things.
Straight Bullet says that's why he has a bunch of old bicycles for the tubing. Buddy Carfano, Domino's ad.
Neat.
And then Miss One-Eyed Cat, Wendy says, I'm in the middle of untaping Don's tire that I painted for him. It says Road Toad on it.
Nice.
Got this one done so you can get me the other one off the car. Oh, yeah, you got to pull off one at a time. That makes sense. And I like those wheels on that car. I like the whole car. I'm a Road Toad fanatic.
He loves them.
Don't, never had one. I want a 60, maybe a 61. I like the little taillights on a 60, a 61. I've had a couple of them for sale that I probably should have bought but didn't. There was one of them out in Yuma for $500, and it was a pretty decent car. And
really?
I just let it. I don't know.
It's really hard because you can't keep them all.
Yeah,
We've already had so many
I had all
cars.
these cars there. I had a Corvette, and I had the van, and I had some other car there. I don't remember what it was. And it and then I didn't have space. I was renting a mobile home. Where am I going to park this fleet of vehicles, Oh, I know. I had the Corvette, I had the Mazda, and I had the van.
Yep.
And
it gets crazy trying to have all these vehicles.
Oh, and the Studebaker was there.
And the Studebaker.
No space. Run them all, Kim. Go for the championship trophy. Well, the thing is, you got to get them there.
Oh, getting them there is half the battle. Then I have to run them all. Who do they think I am? I'm just.
Well, I still think the mini bike, we ought to just right away let Dylan Levi know that it's his to run when his car breaks.
That's what
and then his car won't break. And his car won't break, and he won't get to run the mini bike.
Well, he can still run the mini bike just because
when he comes in here, I'm going to tell him it's his. I'm going to tell him.
Ask anybody. Ask Junkyard D how much fun it is to run multiple vehicles at an event like that.
It's hard. I bet it is. Well, this year is the first year I'll run anything. I've never been down a drag strip driving. I rode down a drag strip once with Dr. Go, and man, on a drag strip, you know what it feels like? When you're accelerating down a drag strip, it feels like a runway, except you don't get to take off at the end. You got to stop. It feels like I ought to be pulling back on the stick or on the column or something, and it's like, no, you got to jam on the brakes. Junkyard D, you're painting the rubber tire, Wendy, like white lettering. Yeah, what kind of white you using on that? What works well? Oh, and then getting them home is it's a hard part. Ask Buff, he knows.
Well, that's the
Yeah, my car didn't even make it home. I left here and it didn't make it home. It never made it home. Ended up ending its life in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, that one. That one, yeah.
I saw it one more time. I went up to the tow yard in Kentucky and cleaned my stuff out of it. That's funny. When his car breaks again, he gets the monkey bike consolation prize. Mike Murphy, my Ranger wouldn't make it halfway through Kansas. Well, I'm gonna tell him right off that he's got the monkey bike to run when his car breaks.
It's my monkey bike.
Well, but
make your own monkey bike.
You gotta tell him that. And
no,
that way,
build your own monkey
and
bike.
That way, hey, look at this. Look at this. What? You need a stretching brake. Huh. You know what? I fixed this. I fixed the Studebaker.
Thank you, Tim.
So, super chat. We got a Studebaker flashing.
Oh, I got to stretch out.
Stretch out.
Yep.
You got to stretch out.
Correct. Okay. Dancing.
She's moving stuff out of the way.
There's so much stuff.
Mike Murphy, I'll bring my e-bike, Kim. We got no music. If you dance to music, you got do.
Mopar Mustang, the minivans, brought a mini bike with a electric motor last year. And so e-bikes, there is some allowance for e-bikes, but I don't know how the rules. You'll have to look at the rules.
When are you bringing the van back this year? If so, will you or Don race it? Yeah, Wendy, did you get the lights are still on the van? I mean, if it's a year later and they're still all cloudy looking, I'll fix them this year.
I think she said she was buying new ones.
Don't ever forget that again, Kim. What's that? Straight bullet. I'm trying to see what that was. Mike Murphy upgraded my e-bike to a 2,000 watt motor.
Nice. I don't know what the rules about electric.
Thank you for the super chats. It's
yeah, every little bit helps, actually. It really looks good on our income numbers when we get a donation, because otherwise we just get pennies, tiny pennies from heaven. So dollars feel like, wow.
It goes 45 miles an hour, actually.
Well, that sounds pretty good, Mike. You probably are in the potential running there.
Well, it's an e-bike. It's an e-bike.
You'll give those little... See, but I don't know what are the rules. Do the rules even matter anymore? They're really loosened the rules up a lot.
I don't know. Is electric motor, is that a power adder?
Well, as long as
you just got to have the engine. The engine doesn't run, and you just have the motor go.
It can only have one motor, and it doesn't say. I don't think it says it has to be a gasoline motor, because we had an electric monkey bike last year.
Yeah, but the speed limit.
This will go 45.
43.
This monkey bike here.
Oh yeah, it's already got a number on it, so you keep your number.
My maximum speed on this little thing, with using a little draggy app on my phone, the little GPS, was about 43 miles an hour. It would go 43 miles an hour with an engine half this size. It's frightening. I mean, it's just this whoom, you're going like, it's like, wow, this is not fun. This is crazy. I don't really want to go 45 miles an hour on this little thing. That's why I want somebody else to ride it. but I want to make it go fast so I can win. I want to win. I don't want to die in the process. You understand?
See, I fixed that.
What did you fix?
This.
Congratulations. Good job.
Fixed it just before the stream. While Tony was still talking.
Guys, does anybody have hand clapping emojis?
Oh, what?
Celebration emojis?
I fixed the.
He fixed the flashing lights. Headlight emojis. Any kind of emojis would be.
Last time we were up here, she had to hold the wire up because it was broken. It worked.
It was broken.
Mike Murphy, yeah, I had to upgrade the motor and controller, but it's not scary being on a decent bike frame here.
There you go. Awesome. 45 on Kim's mini bike is definitely scary. Yeah, it really, the only way I want to do it is when I had I could do it on the return road because it wasn't really bumpy, right? And you could see the whole length and there was no chance of anybody turning onto it because when you're going 45 on that little thing, you cannot slow down suddenly. It takes just as long to slow down as it does to speed up. And I've got a front and a rear brake on it. But it is not a... but it goes. It's fun.
Carafana, what's that?
It's a crying penguin. He got tariffed. That's why he's crying.
Mean Street. Mopar.
It's not political because it's just silliness.
5:30. Yeah, Mean Street, Mopar. I'll get it out yet. Mean Street, Mopar. Thanks for coming by. And I don't think, Kim, I think we're going to not be on much longer.
Oh, you got to go?
I have a, does anyone race a GoPed? No, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and we've been on here almost 3 hours. And
Are you... Punk it out. You don't want to do no more.
Well, last time we waited too long.
I know. I'm
you were burned out beyond you could even do anything.
I was. And you know what? Now that you mention it, my toes are freezing.
Okay, so can you wrap up what you're doing pretty quickly?
Oh, what? You want to just end it right now?
Well, I'm saying in the next couple of minutes. Yeah, I mean, I'm giving you not a lot of notice, I guess.
Well, thank you for giving me a little notice, though. I get it.
I didn't just go turn off the heater and jump up and go, get up.
Let's get up.
I'm giving you a little notice.
I appreciate that. All right, guys. So I guess we're not going to finish the mini bike tonight, but we've been working on it
tonight.
A GoPed. I straight bullet. I can't remember what a GoPed looks like.
What is a GoPed?
I think that's one of those. It's just like a surfboard with a little motor on the back, but that's like a 2-stroke little motor. Am I right about that, straight bullet? It's just like a surfboard with the tiny, and it's got it's got wheels. It's like a scooter.
Yeah.
Scooter like that.
He says one of those stand-up motorized scooters.
Yeah. Mike Murphy says, I'll send you some pics of my e-bike next stream. Yeah, send it on Tuesday.
Tuesday night, and we'll have pictures of it. And the next night we'll be here is Tuesday night. I don't think we'll be here tomorrow.
Patrick Sullivan says, we had mini bikes back in the early 70s. They were flathead Briggs, 3 horsepower. So yeah, seemed like they'd top out at 50, but it was more like 30. It really depends on the gearing. You can make it so it'll go 50 miles an hour, but you need to get a running start down a hill, and then once you get up to 45, 50 miles an hour, it actually still has a little bit of torque. But you have to gear it with a tiny gear. It depends on the size of the tire and the gearing and stuff like that. And there's lots of combinations.
Remember I was telling you when I was a kid, we had mini bikes.
What year are we doing on Tuesday night?
77, I think. Buddy Carvajal says
77,
so it must be.
So send us pictures or pick out something from 1977 that you really like.
Or send your own pictures of your own stuff, or yourself, or your shop, or your dog, or whatever. Cats. I like cats.
It's 100% the gearing. The other thing is, I guess they don't have any kind of rev limiter on them, so they'll just rev to their maximum rev. They just seem to hit like a thing, and then they can't pull anymore. But if you can go 50 miles an hour, it takes you a month to get there. And if you're going 30 miles an hour, you're there right now. And it's then there's nothing more. It's just screaming, and you're only going 28 miles an hour. So I know a lot of these bikes. This bike here, this little black bike, and then the other mini bike that I had, they had like a limiter on them. If you take the stop off, you can go like 10 miles per hour faster. They had just an artificial limiter on them for safety from the factory. I guess they figure, well, once you modify it, it's on you if you hurt yourself. So that's yeah. I got to make a new tensioner. There's a mini chain in here, and the only they use this little neoprene Delrin, some kind of chain tensioner, and I cut the old one off and lost it. I know it's around here somewhere, but I think it'll be faster for me to just make a new one. Or maybe I'll dig a little bit tonight and see if I can dig it up.
Kim, do you know where your radio? I see it. There it is.
My
It's
radio
hiding
too.
over there. Okay, I want to make sure we get it.
But I guess I should just let it go. We should probably be done.
Yep.
Has it really been 3 hours?
Well, it'd be 3 hours and 5 minutes.
Okay. In the early 60s, we had a Rupp mini bike. Oh, those were really popular.
Rupp made good stuff.
It was great on all the dirt roads in western PA back then. Oh, I'll bet. It's weird around here. Like we're way out in the country, but all our roads are paved.
Does anybody remember a thing called a Tri-Sport? Little three-wheel things had a engine in the back. They had Briggs and Stratton, two different size Briggs engines, and then they had a McCullough or something on the fast ones. And the McCullough ones had independent suspension on the back. The other ones just had an axle and a jack shaft, and they were pretty quick. And they had those transmissions like you have with the bigger and smaller things. So they'd pick up speed. They'd go like crazy. But it's a three-wheel little thing set real low. Really fun. Tri-Sports.
Nice.
But anyway. We're about to get out of here. So.
Straight Bullet says, my dad wouldn't let me have a mini bike or go-kart when I was young. Oh, I'm sorry. I really struggled to scrape together the money and the time to make one. He taught me about taking care of lawnmower and mowing the yard, though. I mean, that's good. It's more than at least you got time with your dad to do things, Cherish that.
My parents wouldn't let me have anything with an engine on it until I was 16. Okay, we are going to say goodnight.
Junkyard D has a Rupp. Man.
We will
Send us pictures, Junkyard D. Send us pictures of your Rupp. Basket case. Oh, that's okay. Still send us pictures.
We'll be back Tuesday night in the studio with a big old picture show of everybody's stuff. So
and maybe next week I'll put together some mini bike content. I'll just kind of show what I've done, because it's kind of slow getting everything back together. Tri-Sport sounds like an airplane. Maybe.
Look up Tri-Sport. Google. There's pictures of them all over the place. It's a fun thing. Danny Boyd says thank you. Okay, let's say goodnight, Kim.
Good night, Kim.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Kim.
Thanks to everyone. Thanks for the donations. Thanks, our moderators. We'll see you guys again